Welcome to Lovington Wildcat Softball. Lady Cat Softball here from Lovington Field. It's a doubleheader today, and we start the first of two games. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and we are getting ready as the coaches, Coach Chavez for Santa Teresa and Coach McGraw for Lovington at the home plate with the umps, and the teams are in their huddle. And Lovington at first base and Santa Teresa at third. This is the first of a doubleheader. Coming up after this game will be another team from Anthony, which it was going to be Gadsden. And the first game set to start here in just a few minutes, so we're just about ready. We will run down the lineups for you, and of course we expect a break here any moment for the national anthem. But let's run down, and I'll tell you our lineup first, since Lovington is the home team, and then the Santa Teresa ladies will come up to bat first, so we'll talk to you about them as we don't have positions. We don't know where in the field they're going to be playing. They're coming up to bat first. For Lovington, starting off will be number 3, Avery Marquez in center field. Batting second is number 4, Honey Morales at second base. Number 17 is batting third, Sabre Rodriguez in right field. And batting fourth is number 9, Jocelyn O'Gean at first base. Batting fifth is 13, Angelina Corral at third base. Number 7, batting sixth is Anali Chavarria, and she is in left field. And batting seventh is number 5, Leila Hernandez, playing shortstop. Batting eighth is number 2, Anaí Quiroga, your catcher. Batting ninth is 15, Sabri Sanchez, your designated player. And then number 11 is Daphne Urahara. She's your flex player, and she is pitching, the starting pitcher for Lovington. Your bench for Lovington, I don't have completely written down. You've got Malaya Castro and Ariana Garcia for sure. And then number 1, Bethany, number 6, Zimmery, number 14, Chloe Corral on the bench available for Lovington. For Santa Teresa, your batting lineup is number 29, Alexis Mogan, batting first. Number 19, Inez Mendoza is batting second. Number 15, Samantha Gonzalez is batting third. Number 13, Ana Heredia is batting fourth. Number 16, Kayla DeVoe is batting fifth. Number 10, Natalia Nino is batting sixth. Number 1, Vianney Navarrete is batting seventh. And number 20, Bridget Sandoval is batting eighth. Number 3, Harley Marin is batting ninth. Your bench for Santa Teresa is number 5, Marquez, number 18, Lopez, number 11, Macias, number 2, Lara, and number 9, Marquez. As we are hearing the players announced, and that will be followed by our national anthem. Again, bringing you the first of a doubleheader today. This is coming off of a win for Lovington on Saturday. We were here in Lovington to call the first home game that we called for the Lady Cats, and it was a very good win. They had fallen to the Hobbs girls on Friday night in Hobbs, but they turned around and played Roswell High, again a 5A team, and beat them in dramatic fashion. It was a game that was thrilling, and it went down to the very last at bat, and Lovington pulled it out at the very end. TJ.
Yeah, and just not only pulled it out at the very end, pulled it out with a walk-off 3-run home run,
right,
which gave them the 9-6 victory in that one. So these Lady Cats, on the right track there right now. If they were in District 4 or 5A, which is where Hobbs is, they'd be in third place behind Carlsbad, of course, losing to the Cave Girls back earlier this week. But, you expect that. Carlsbad, one of the best teams in 5A in the state. So as they, continue on and taking on another tough team in this Santa Teresa team, which is 8-4.
Right. And I understand from talking with Art Castro that they fell 10-0 to Carlsbad, but that they played a much tougher, closer game that final score would indicate. We'll take a break for the national anthem, come back with Lady Wildcat Softball.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics. And welcome back to Lovington Lady Cat softball here at Lady Cat Field in Lovington. And this is the first of a doubleheader as the Lovington girls are in the field getting ready for Santa Teresa, the visitors, to come up to bat. They are coached by Chavez, their head coach. His last name is Chavez. And we still don't know. We got lineup, so we know their batting order and the number that they're wearing, but we don't know what field position they're in. And their numbers are not all that easy to pick up, so we're going to have to be just kind of filling that in as we can. Of course,
we'll
we won't
do the best we can.
Right, we won't know their batting just from their batting order exactly where they're playing. But then when they get to the field, we'll fill that in for you, that information. On the mound for Lovington, or I say on the mound, that's an old habit, and it's a habit from calling baseball as well. In the circle for the Lovington Lady Cats is Daphne Urahara, and we actually saw Daphne in the game against Hobbs Girls. That was the only game that we've seen her pitch so far. She pitched against the Hobbs Girls. Now, they just, are coming off of that Tuesday night game against Carlsbad, which Carlsbad's one of the top teams in the state, and they're held their own with them for the first, till they got about to the third inning. Carlsbad scored a couple of runs on them then, so they hung tough for about 3 innings, and then they gave up some runs, but it was not a total run away, even though it was a 10-0 game. So they're coming off of that experience, playing a much, tougher team and a division above themselves, classification above themselves. So hopefully with the confidence from Saturday's win against Roswell High and that experience against Carlsbad, and then a day to rest, that they're here ready to take on Santa Teresa and score a victory and then move on to the second game, TJ.
Well, hopefully so, and you're actually hoping for a fairly stress-free first game because you've got a fresh team going to be coming in immediately after this one. But Santa Teresa coming in at 8-4 are not going to be a pushover. Lady Cat's going to have their work cut out for them.
And coming up to bat will be Alexis Mogen, not Morgan, but M-O-G-E-N. So we're not hopefully not mispronouncing that. But she wears jersey 29, leadoff hitter from the right side of the plate, swings and cuts at the first one, fouls it off to the right for strike number 1. And as we speak, as we do this game, we were told that there is a JV tennis game, a tennis match that's going on just to the right of the softball field. So some of the foul balls from our field may be going over onto the tennis courts this evening. Second pitch is in. It's a beautiful one right down the pike, a little pop in the glove, and Urahara grooved another strike. So 0-2 count. She's way ahead of Alexis Mogen, leadoff hitter for Santa Teresa, or leadoff batter. It remains to see.
And going to be important for Urahara to get in the groove here early.
And another good hit. There's a grounder, a shot over to Corral. She picks it up and fires over to O'Gean at first for out number 1. So 3 pitches, 1 out, and ready for the second batter of the inning, number 19, Inez Mendoza. So a nice field, a nice little way to kind of break the ice, and for Lovington, they can kind of breathe a sigh of relief and say, "Okay, all right, we're here. This is okay. We're in the groove." And 1 out, 1 batter, 1 out, ready for number 2.
And while we've got a moment, I'd like to say welcome to our newest sponsors, Lasco Construction and Western States Insurance, among all of our other great sponsors. We welcome them aboard.
And the first pitch comes in against Mendoza, and it's going to be a little outside, a nice little breaking ball by Urahara, and it did not get Mendoza to chase. So it is ball 1, 1-0 the count of Mendoza. Top of the first, 1 out, nobody on. And that's going to be low and outside, low and away for ball number 2. So 2-0 on Mendoza.
And that's one thing Daphne has struggled with a little bit here in this early going is, she's picked her speed up from last season, but sometimes she struggles to find the strike zone a little bit.
And as a pitcher, as you're trying to build speed from season to season, that was a great pitch, really nicely down the pike with a little late breaking movement over the outside of the corner because Mendoza is a left-handed batter. And as a pitcher, that's what you do. And you're building speed, then you've got to worry about control. You get that licked, and then you work on a little more speed. And and nice call, strike 2. So 2-2, the count even on Mendoza. So as you build speed and then you gain control and you try to build more speed and you're working on different pitches while you're doing that and working to get more break out of your breaking ball and drop out of your curve. There's a grounder over to Olguin at first, and she picks it up, gets 2 steps over to the bag, and 2 outs. So nice 3 unassisted for the second out. Brings up the third batter in the order, number 15, Samantha Gonzalez. Samantha Gonzalez, right-handed batter. Urahara set and grooves the first one. It's a nice strike just right at the knees and right over the plate for call strike 1. So Urahara looking good early on in this game.
Yeah, Gonzalez may not see a better pitch than that to take a swipe at. Nice pitch there from Daphne.
And this is just going to miss the outside corner. Quiroga framed that up for the ump just a little bit, just a little outside. But a good, nice pitch again as Urahara is varying her pitches here. I've watched her, with the breaking ball. And that caught the inside corner. Beautiful, as a lot of pop in the glove on that. And gave her
the fastball on the inside, and that's going to move her eyeballs inside. So I think you might think about something breaking in a way here on this next pitch.
She's got a pitch or 2 to give here. She's ahead of the batter, and there's a swing and a hit ground ball to Hernandez at short. She picks it up, and Olguin has to stretch for it, but she does and gets the out. So 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, and we're going to go to the bottom of the first inning with Lovington coming up to bat, and it is 0-0 right here. More Lovington Lady Cat softball coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is so bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Wildcat softball here from Wildcat Field in the Love City as we go to the bottom of the first inning. And, man, you can't get much more efficient than that as Lovington did their job. Three batters up, 3 batters down. All, with fielding. Yes, Santa Teresa is definitely making contact with the ball, but so far all infield hits, third base, first base, shortstop, and well played and well fielded by Lovington. So now they'll get a chance to put some runs on the board, and then we will have to look and try to catch who this Santa Teresa team is in terms of players in position.
Mendoza is pitching, I can tell you that.
All right.
And you've got Mogan at short, you've got DeVoe at third, Nino at first, and Sandoval at second. I don't have the catcher or the outfielders yet, but I'm working on it.
Sandoval at first?
No. Nino at first,
right.
Sandoval at second.
Sandoval at second, okay. All right, so we're getting ready for first pitch. And it comes in, it's going to be a ball. So Marquez, the hero of that game Saturday, and it was her hit over the fence. It was her 3-run home run that gave Lovington the walk-off 9-6 win over Roswell High in a dramatic fashion. So here she is at bat trying to get everything started for Lovington, and that ball is going to come in low and inside for ball 2. So 2 an eye on Marquez. Marquez is a capable hitter, but she's got a good eye, and she'll take the base if she can make contact and get on that way. That's great, but she'll take the walk if it's issued. She's quick once she gets on the bases as well. No, and that's going to come in inside. A changeup as Mendoza on the mound, just easing up on the speed just a bit, but couldn't find the zone with it. So 3 straight balls as it's 3-0, 3-0 the count. to Marquez. The take sign has been on this season so far with 3-0 counts. We'll see if it is here. And it is, and that was high and away anyway. So ball 4, and Marquez takes the base on a walk, and that brings up number 4, Honey Morales, second baseman for Lovington. Honey, a right-handed batter, so she comes up with no outs, 1 on. And Lovington looking to get runs on the board here. They don't want to waste any of their at-bats, and once you've got a runner on, you want to move her around, move her in. Morales going to do her best here. I am working with a fresh book, and I don't have any of our games, our other 2 Lovington games. Oh, Honey way out in front of that one, and she gets a huge piece of it, pulls it around all the way foul, well out of play off to our left for strike number 1.
I think Honey wanted to join the home run parade here. We're about 78 degrees at first pitch today, and the wind is blowing out of the east and blowing across the field.
It's blowing out of the southwest.
Southwest, yeah, coming
to the northeast area. There you go. Yeah.
Directions are not always my strong suit.
It's blowing from right to left across the field as we're looking at it. And swing and a miss, a healthy one. She was a little out in front of that. Her timing was much better on that pitch, but that pitch was, I think, would have been a call strike had she not taken a cut at it. So down in the count 0-2 right now, but it just takes one swing to get something going for Lovington here as Marquez stands out on first after the walk. Morales at the plate, and Rodriguez on deck. Olguin in the hole. Swing and a miss, and again, she pulls this one foul all the way out of play over to the left. Some really healthy cuts and making good contact with the ball, just out in front of it, pulling it too much. So let's hope that that she can be a little patient and make good, fair contact with the ball coming up. It's very...
yeah, you just want to straighten it out.
Yeah.
You know,
she doesn't need to kill it, but
just put it in play and good things can happen.
And she swings a little up on it, so hopefully it would an air ball out to the field somewhere would be a good way to go for her now. So Morales with an 0-2 count. That's going to, call strike as Morales flinched. She thought about it, and I thought it was a little too outside, but the ump said call strike, and Morales goes down looking. First strikeout by any pitcher in the game so far, because we're just in the bottom of the first inning. So first K for Mendoza, and that is going to bring up Rodriguez, your right fielder, to the plate. She is a right-handed batter. So still just one out, though, and 1 on. Marquez on first, off of the walk. So Rodriguez with a chance to move around, and that's a good pitch. It's going to be a call strike. Again, this ump is calling. It looks like he is definitely calling a generous zone, which is great. It seems to be for both pitchers, but that means the girls are really going to have to watch it. If it's close, they're going to have to be going for it. And a beautiful pitch. And again, Rodriguez snaps the bat around and sends it over there to the dugout, the Santa Teresa dugout to the left for a strike. So strike 2 now, 0-2 on Rodriguez. So these Lovington batters are capable, but they're a little over anxious. They're up there and they're just really, they're wanting to get runs on the board. And it's dangerous when you get the 0-2 counts. You got to be swinging at anything that's close, basically. And that's 2 outside. So ball 1, 1-2 on Rodriguez, playing right field for Lovington. Marquez out there on first, very speedy on the bases. So Lovington looking to get on. No score. This is their first at-bat. They were very efficient in the field. 3 up, 3 down against Santa Teresa. Oh, and a swing, and again, that's going to go way out to the left field, but way out of play. So that's this pitcher, Mendoza, is not very fast. She hasn't thrown. She doesn't have much speed, but she's finding the zone from what we can tell with the limited number of pitches that she has thrown outside of that first walk. And there's a riser, so 2-2 is the count. So I think Lovington, the danger that they have is just jumping on these pitches too quickly, getting down in the count, and then being a little bit at the mercy of the pitcher here. And that's going to be the challenge, I think.
And I think I have picked up that Navarrete is the catcher.
All right, and that's going to be low and outside for ball 3. So the count full on Rodriguez now as Lovington looking to move Marquez around, get her in, And Rodriguez, batter number 3 in the order, up to the plate, full count. Mendoza on the mound, Navarrete behind the plate for Santa Teresa. And that's going to be, take her base. So I was afraid he was calling that a strike, and I think that was in the dirt ump. So low and inside, ball 4, 2 strikeouts and a walk so far. That's kind of head swinging. And that's going to bring up number 9, Jocelyn Olguin, your first baseman.
But it does put a runner in scoring position for Lovington as Marquez, who worked the 4-pitch walk, now stands over at second. And watch for Coach McCraw to maybe get just a little bit aggressive here, especially if Mendoza throws something that Navarrete has any trouble at all handling. Marquez with good speed at second.
Yeah, look for stolen base time, and really Rodriguez has good speed as well. That's going to come in just low. It's over the plate, but low for ball number 1 on Olguin. Your cleanup hitter for Lovington. So runners on first and second, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. Lovington knocking on the door, looking to put some runs across against Santa Teresa, the first of 2 teams from Anthony that they will face. And that is going to be a call, strike 1, a changeup. That thing just floated up to the plate. But I think Olguin probably felt like it was going to stay high. That it was going to be a little too high. But this ump is calling all of the edges of the strike zone so far. And as long as that's consistent and you know what to expect, that's not a problem. And that is going to it's going to get past Navarrete. And really not a wild pitch so much as I think it hit her glove. I think that's more of an error on the catcher, more of a pass ball than a wild pitch. What do you think, TJ?
Yeah, I think you could call it a pass ball. I mean, it wasn't just, and I will defer, but yeah, it wasn't just go completely out of the zone or in the dirt or something that the catcher didn't have a legitimate chance at it.
It's really slow enough that Navarrete was able to, get it. Get a glove on it. Picks one up, golfs it over to the shortstop, and that's going to score 1. So a sack from Olguin puts her out on first, and it moves the runner around. That means Rodriguez is out there sitting on second, and
the score for Avery Marquez.
Avery Marquez crosses the plate, so Marquez scoring the first run. 1-0, 2 outs though, as that was a 6-3 play, short to first throw. So runner on second, and a good pitch on the inside of the plate. Again, Mendoza doesn't have a lot of speed, and I think once all the Lovington batters get a look at her, I think they're going to light her up the next time that they come up to the plate. The danger again is just being so out in front of the ball. And that is going to be a ground chopper over to third base, and it is mishandled by DeVoe, who bobbles it and doesn't have a throw. And then a good speed by Rodriguez puts her on third base, and Corral is going to reach on an E5. So Corral reaches on an E5, and Rodriguez moves to third after working the walk. So runners at the corners for Lovington. That brings up number 7, Annalene Chavarria, your left fielder, to the plate for Lovington. And 1 run has scored. So 1 run off of a walk. There has been a strikeout and then a sacrifice hit. And now runners at first and third. Chavarria at the plate for Lovington, looking to increase this score, but 2 outs. And there's going to be a ground ball to third base as DeVoe picks it up, and this time fires to first in time. So that will end Lovington's threat, but they do manage to get 1 run on the board, and they do that with no hits. And there was 1 error and 2 left on base. Again, Lovington, is going to have to look at their runners that they leave on base. Sometimes that can be a problem at the end of the game when they come up short. You add up all those batters, the runners that they leave on, and that can be a weakness for them. So they'll look to improve that. But they're on the board 1-0. We go to the top of the second, and we'll be back in 30 seconds with more at Lovington Lady Wildcat Softball.
We're the pharmacy that you've trusted for over 75 years. Being open for that length of time can only happen with consistency, service, and local engagement. Now Pharmacy has supported the local youth in City of Lovington for over 75 years. When you need a pharmacist, you can trust that Nowell Pharmacy will be there for your needs. Go by Nowell Pharmacy located at 122 West Adams in Lovington today. Nowell Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Lovington Wildcats.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
Welcome back to Lovington Lady Wildcats softball in Lovington, the first of a doubleheader, playing different teams from Anthony. First up, Santa Teresa, and we come to the top of the second inning. Lovington is leading 1-0, and it's the middle of the order for Santa Teresa. First pitch in on Heredia is a call strike, so 0-1 on Ana Heredia. She's number 13, and she is playing in right field for Santa Teresa. A swing and a miss, kind of a half-hearted swing, and I think that probably would have been a call strike on the inside corner. So 0-2 as Daphne Urahara on the mound for Lovington is away in front of Heredia. And this is going to, just missed the outside corner. That was a good pitch, and it lacked about half a ball's width maybe of being called a strike. So 1-2 the count on Heredia. So Urahara varying her pitches and her speeds. This one is a ground hit to Hernandez at short, and man, she picks it up. And that's one thing about Hernandez is she's got a heck of a good arm, and she's a smaller girl, but man, you wouldn't know it by the velocity of the ball when it leaves her hand. She's quick, she's got good speed, and she can hoover up those balls at shortstop and then make those bullet throws, and she does there to Olguin for the first out. 6-3 in the books, and that brings up number 16, Kayla DeVoe, to the plate. First pitch is going to be a call strike. Beautiful pitch by Urahara. She's really finding her groove, and that was a nice strike right over the outside corner, just kind of right at the knees, right above the knees. So 0-1 on DeVoe with 1 out, nobody on, and this is a swing and a cut, and that's going to be, I think the net is going to keep that from landing on the
put up netting on the tennis courts.
And I think that's smart.
Trying to keep so many softballs out of there.
The net keeps that away from the tennis courts where they've got a JV match going on. So strike 2 and swing and a miss for strike 3 as a nice ball right on the outside corner again for out number 2, and that is strikeout number 1 for Urahara today. To her credit, DeVoe goes down swinging, but that's going to bring up number 10, Natalia Nino, to the plate. And Nino is out on first base. See Nino playing first base. DeVoe, who just went down swinging, is on third. And Heredia, who was first up was in right field. So I'm filling in positions as we get those. The lineup from the Santa Teresa coach did not have the positions marked down.
Hopefully for the second game against Gadsden.
Maybe.
Is the Gadsden Consolidated School District out of Anthony. But
okay.
Hopefully he'll have first names and positions for us.
First pitch is a ball. First pitch to Nino. Nino is your first baseman for Santa Teresa. Ooh, nice pop in the glove. A nice fast breaking ball in the outside corner by Urahara. Oh, 1-1. Oh, 2-1. Oops, sorry. Missed. I was probably talking. I would hazard a guess to say I was talking instead of writing that first pitch down. A swing and a foul off to the left. I thought it was going to be a swinging bunt for a moment, but it went foul almost immediately. So that evens up the count. 2-2 on Nino. Two batters up, 2 batters down. And Urahara and the rest of the Lovington girls would like to get this third out, get in the dugout, and get some more runs going. Ooh, swing and a miss as Urahara at the changeup, a beautiful changeup that was a strike, but it floated up and Nino could not resist. So strikeout number 2, out number 3, 3 up, 3 down. Again, no runs, no hits, no errors. So we'll be back with the bottom of the second inning of this Lovington Santa Teresa game on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely, the Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
And welcome back to Lovington Wildcats softball. The Lady Cats are at bat now. We go to the bottom of the second. There were no runs, no hits, no errors in the top of the second. So there have been 6 batters up, 6 batters down for Santa Teresa. Now Lovington gets another chance at the bat. They scored 1 run in their first. And coming up is number 7, Annalise Chavarria, who is your left fielder.
Layla Hernandez.
Or Layla Hernandez. Oh, I'm sorry.
Batter 7.
Yeah, batter number 7. So, Layla Hernandez, thank you very much. Number
First
5.
pitch swung on and missed.
Yeah, Layla Hernandez wearing jersey 5, playing position 6, and swing and a miss, strike 1 on.
And in the 7th
Layla
place in the
Hernandez.
books.
That's
5,
right.
6, 7.
5, 6, 7, exactly right.
While 7, 8, and 9 do up this inning.
And it's Quiroga on deck and Sanchez in the hole. Oh, there's a nice hot grounder, and it is fair as it rolled over the bag at third. Layla Hernandez already at second, rounding second, but has to hold there as the left fielder out there, Marin, chases the ball down at the fence in the left corner and throws it in. But a nice double for Hernandez.
Yeah, good leadoff double as she sat back on it and got it just kind of a little bit off the end of the bat, but kept it about a width of a ball fair as it went right over the bag at third. Nothing Gonzalez could do over there. And with Marin shading slightly towards the power alley in left center, it took her a while to get to it. So great leadoff double to left.
And number 2, Anahi Quiroga, your catcher, due up at the bat next. She bats from the right hand. She shows a bunt, and she does take a stab at it, but she looks a little uncomfortable maybe. This is
not sure you have your catcher bunt.
She's kind of shrugging like, I don't really know what I was doing, but I did what she thought. I did what I was supposed to do, but she left her bat down a little too long, and that is strike number 1. So 0-1 the count. Quiroga, the catcher, and Hernandez out on second base in scoring position. Oh, beautiful ball. And
that would have been one to pull the trigger on right there.
Quiroga flinched, but she changed her mind. I don't know if she thought it might rise or break a little out of the zone, but 0-2 the count on her.
Coach McGraw tells her it's right there. Swing at it.
And she's ready now. She's in the box. She's certainly capable of getting a good hit. And there is a good hit. It's on the ground and through the legs of Sandoval at second, and that's going to score Hernandez from second. So an E4 puts Quiroga on first base and gives, it's not an RBI because that was an error. So E4, Quiroga on first, but Hernandez scores. So now Lovington is up 2-0 and brings up the 9th hitter, number 15, Sabri Sanchez, your designated player. She bats in place of Urahara, the pitcher. And this is her first time up at the plate here in the bottom of the second inning.
And we do have a courtesy runner checking in, Chloe Corral, on to run for the catcher, Quiroga.
Yep, courtesy runners for pitcher and catcher very frequently. Coach McCall uses them almost all the time. Once the pitcher or catcher gets on base, he uses courtesy runners. And Chloe has a lot of speed, so she is sitting out on first. Lovington wants to increase their 2-0 score and lead, and a call strike 2, a throw down to second as Chloe Corral with she gets thrown out just by a whisker. As what they're going to say, they're appealing it.
Yeah, I think they're going to talk
They're gonna
about
talk
it. But
about it.
I don't think they're going to.
The ump turned around. The ump who called her out turned around and is walking back to first. And he's saying that I guess she probably left the bag just for just enough time for the tag to be put on. I think she beat the tag, but then she had missed contact with the bag. And they got her. They tagged her and threw her out. So a throw out.
The coaches just kind of shake their heads.
And so that's Corral thrown out on the throw. So that's from 2 to
2 to 6.
2 to 6 as the shortstop came over to take the throw. So just one out, though. Lovington still has lots of room to work, and that's going to be just a little high and outside for ball number 2.
Ball 1.
Ball 1.
1-1 count.
1-1 count.
I was going to say, in addition to kind of insult to injury, the throw out and a strike.
So 1-1 the count. And this ball is golfed. It was an inside shot, goes to short. It's knocked down. The throw comes in, but not good enough. Nino stretches for it, but fumbles it, loses it. And Sanchez goes to second. So she reaches first on the error.
Actually, it'll be an infield single.
An infield single. Okay,
And
we'll
then
call it
moving
infield single and
yeah,
moving to second on the throw.
Right.
The throw just was not in time. But I still think if it had been cleanly fielded, the throw might have been in time. But so a single for Sanchez, and then she ends up going to second on the throw. Nino got a glove on it, but just couldn't stretch it. There's a line drive shot out to deep left, and it hits the fence, and Marin is out there, throws it in to shortstop, the cutoff point. It is going to score, so Marquez with an RBI double. So Marquez with an RBI double makes it 3-0. And Sanchez crosses the plate, and Marquez sits on second base in scoring position.
I think you're absolutely right. Now that all the Lady Cats have had a chance to see Mendoza, look for the bats to start coming alive. They've gotten a little more aggressive as they've gotten to this second time through the lineup.
And number 4, Honey Morales up to the plate. Oh, and she line drives it, grooves it way deep out into left field. It hits the fence. Again, Marin out there. That's going to score 1 and give Morales an RBI double as well. So Marquez comes in off of the big bat of Morales. 2 line drives, not in the very same place, but near the same place out in deep left field. And that is going to bring up to the plate Sabri Rodriguez, batting third, out in right field. And at the plate after she walked and got stranded her first time up at bat. She worked a full count and then took the walk her first time up. So 1 out, 1 on, and a swing, and way out in front of it as that ball was inside. And Rodriguez adjusted. You know what? She kind of pulled her elbows in, and she waited. She tried to be as patient as she could, but she still was ahead of that ball, even drawing her elbows in. She still had a lot of power on that ball.
Yeah, and it was coming inside and as far up in the box and as far close to the plate as Zabri sets up. Sometimes a little hard to get to those inside pitches, especially if there's a little speed on them.
0-1 the count. And this goes right up. It was a right down the middle pitch, and line drive right up the center, goes out to center field, and it goes past DeVoe. She didn't get a glove on it. She probably should have gotten it. So I would call that an error in center, but I think we just mark it as it's a double. We'll just mark it as a hit, and it's another RBI. So an RBI double.
3 doubles in a row, yeah.
Third RBI double in a row
and
for the Lovington
Coach
Cats.
Chavez out for the Santa Teresa team.
We'll see.
I think he's like going, okay, what's happening? We didn't do too bad in the first, but a couple errors have not helped him in this inning.
It's very true.
And then Lovington's bats coming alive again, and you mentioned it in the first inning, with Mendoza not having great speed on her pitching. You said Lovington's going to start eating her lunch, and it looks like they are right now.
Yeah, it's just a matter of adjusting timing, figuring it out. She's got 2 or 3 pitches that she throws, but she doesn't have a real strong fastball. But she can definitely hit the zone, but that just makes her very hittable when she puts up the strikes. And the Lovington girls are seeing that ball, and a lot of them have been getting, fouls off of that ball. And
getting good contact. So.
Yeah, and getting good contact. But it's just a matter of timing, adjusting that timing now and knowing that they can hit her So, yeah, they're definitely starting to. Ogeen, the first baseman at the plate, and swing and fouls it as she was swinging down on it and just kind of got the tip of the bat on it, fouled it back to the screen. But staying put out on second is Rodriguez.
Yeah, with the foul tip,
It's
but
Deb.
again, was looking for something that she could drive up there, and Olguin being the cleanup hitter, that's exactly what she wants to do is
Yeah.
clean off the bases.
She had a sack grounder her first time up, moved a runner, but runner ended up getting stranded anyway in that case. No, actually, I think she moved Marquez over too and made it easier for Marquez to come across the plate. Lovington is leading this one 5-0 here at the bottom of the second inning against Santa Teresa.
Yeah, with the sack RBI, as you mentioned, it was a good first inning, good first plate appearance.
And that's going to float in high and inside now as that's 1-1.
Very effective pitch for Mendoza. She can really take a whole lot off of that. You see that one coming in, it looks like a watermelon, but you got to wait 3.5 years for it to get to the plate.
You could swing 3 times.
You could strike out on one
Right,
pitch.
Exactly, by the time it gets there. And that's going to be a hot grounder between short and third, find its way to left field. Marin bobbles it at first, picks it up, makes the throw, but not before Rodriguez is able to use good speed and cross the plate. So that is going to be an RBI double.
Single.
An RBI single, that is. Yeah, I'll call that.
Come on, Jocelyn.
All right.
You got to
I
keep the
know.
double
You
train
come
going.
on, an RBI single for her as she stops on first. I was willing her to go around and take second base, I guess, but an RBI single. Angelina Corral, your third baseman, up to the plate, call strike one. As you know, I gotta say that Mendoza, she's not bowing to pressure and starting to get rattled and throw balls yet, and walk. But she's definitely serving up some ripe stuff to hit for the Lovington girls, and that stays a little high. So that becomes ball one. So 1-1 is the count on Corral. Corral reached on an error by the third baseman her first time up, got stranded. 5 runs for Lovington in this at bat. Oh, and swing and a miss as that was coming inside. If she had just jumped back instead of swinging, it would have been a ball. But I think she almost swung at it just in self-defense, kind of swatting at it to keep it from hitting her, and missed it. So 1-2 the count now on Corral. And that's going to be outside, and that is going to get bobbled just enough by Navarrete to allow Ogeen to steal second. So on the
pass ball.
I guess the pass ball, because definitely she just took her eye off of it. I think when she knocked it down, Navarrete got it in her glove and knocked it down.
But now another runner in scoring position for Lovington. Still just one out, looking to do more damage.
2-2 the count. Ogeen out there on second after stealing that base. And with a healthy lead, thought about taking third and danced back. So count is now full, 3-2 on Corral with just the one out still. Just one out. And that's going to be high. It's going to hang up as Mendoza was trying to serve up a little changeup to get her to chase, and it just hung up too high. So that is ball 4, and that's just the second walk that she has issued.
Third.
Or the third walk, rather. Yep. Yep, there were 2 walks in the first, Lovington's first at bat, and now this is the first walk in this inning so far. So that puts runners at first and second for Lovington and brings up Anneli Chavarria to the plate. And Chavarria, the first pitch she sees is outside for ball number 1.
And now all of a sudden Mendoza kind of struggling to find the strike zone just a little bit. Lovington and Chavarria right now, she is the 9th hitter of the inning to come to the plate. So Lovington is batted around and looking to keep the train moving.
Right, just the one out so far. 1 out, 2 on, bottom of the second. Lovington leading this one 6-0. 6-0 is your score. And that's going to be a ball as well.
Yeah, it goes down into the dirt as the umpire takes a moment, going to sweep the plate off.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to wonder what could have been if it hadn't been for that caught stealing. We'd have still had nobody out,
Right.
and probably 7 runs
In
on the
book.
board. I mean, you can't look back on that and go, gee,
Right.
what if? But you just want to keep the line moving.
And Chavarria, I did not write down. Chavarria was actually at bat when the throw out happened. Is that
no,
right?
she
or
grounded out to
She
end the
grounded
inning.
out. Okay. And that was from.
Wow, that was a strike.
Wow. Okay. and just a little sort of a lazy throw out to second base, as Sandoval was not even, at the bag, but sort of an attempt just to keep Corral or O'Gean out there on second. O'Gean is on second. Corral's on first after the walk. Chavarie at the plate. 2-1. And that's a little hit, a grounder over to second base. And there's no throw. Finally, a late throw over to first, but everybody's safe. And now O'Gean decides to come home, and yes, she beats the tag as the throw is too late. So indecision and just a really bad fielding there by Sandoval allowed for everybody to stay safe on the bases, and then for O'Gean to go ahead and come across the plate.
Yeah, and that was that indecision. So Nino, after the throw from Sandoval thought second, first, and the indecision cost her. So it's an infield single for Chavarie, and we've batted around now to Hernandez.
All right, so runners on first and second. That's Corral on second, Chavaria on first.
So now Hernandez at the plate.
That's right. She hit a double and scored a run her first time up at the plate. Hernandez playing shortstop for Lovington. And this is her second time up in this inning. And a grounder over to third as Gonzalez touches the bag and then throws to first. And does she get her? Is it in time?
Yeah, I
Yep,
think
and that
so.
ends the inning. So a double play ends the inning, and but not before Lovington puts on 6 runs in this inning, makes it 7-0 here. And we go to the top of the third with Santa Teresa coming up to bat, and Lovington in control of this one so far. We'll be back with more Lovington Lady Cat softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Wildcats softball. They have a big lead going into the top of the third inning, 7-0 over Santa Teresa. And so far, Santa Teresa was 3 up, 3 down in their first at bat, 3 up, 3 down in their second, and now their third time coming up the plate. It brings up batters 7, 8, and 9 in the order. Navarrete up first, then Sandoval on deck, and Marin in the hole. Navarrete, your catcher, up to the plate, and she wears jersey number 1. She's your catcher. She bats from the left side of the plate. And Urahara on the mound still, your starting pitcher for Lovington. A swing and a miss at the first one and fouled off to the left. As I don't know if that would have been a call strike. It was coming in with a little speed and kind of low, but it was fouled off. A late swing at the end of the bat sent that careening over toward the Santa Teresa dugout. Strike number 1, 0-1 the count. Lovington hoping to be efficient in this fielding effort, and that's going to be called strike 2. Nice pitch by Urahara, had some late breaking action over the outside of the plate, and nice just to ride around the knees or just above. So 0-2 the count on Navarrete. First batter in this at-bat. And a swing and a miss as Urahara changed it up, took a lot of speed off of it, and got Navarrete way out in front of it for pitch 3, strike 3, and strikeout number 1 of this inning, and strikeout number 3 for Urahara in this game.
She struck out the last 3 batters she's faced.
Right, and I can say, though, that Santa Teresa is going down swinging most of the time. They're swinging at these pitches. They're just not making contact. And the first pitch to Sandoval, your second baseman, comes in, a swing and a miss for strike number 1. 0-1 the count. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the third, rather. And that is just going to miss the outside corner as it broke just a little too much. In fact, it found its way just at the top of Quiroga's glove, and she missed it, lost it off to the right, but nobody on base, so no problem there. So 1-1 your count now on Sandoval. Swing and a miss. Good fastball. Nice heat by Urahara. Really pitching well today, finding her groove. So 1-2 the count, way out in front of Sandoval now. Sandoval, your second baseman for Santa Teresa, her first plate appearance. Swing and a miss. She might have actually foul tipped it just a bit. Quiroga came up, got it in the glove. So that is strikeout number 4 for Urahara, and it brings up the bottom of the order. Number 9 batter is Marin, your left fielder for Santa Teresa. It's her first plate appearance. And 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the third. Lovington leading this one 7-0. Beautiful pitch. It's going to be just a little outside. The Lovington faithful and those of us in the booth were kind of waiting, leaning, saying, is that a strike? It looked pretty good, but it was a bit outside. So ball 1-0. As the wind continuing to blow from right to left across the field this afternoon. Been a breezy day, and but it's just not windy enough to have a lot of dirt and dust in the air. Not a lot of field coming
We'll take
up.
that.
Yeah, we will. It's not a bad day. The second ball is a ball. It's 2-0. This one's going to be a call strike at the knees. A nice fastball right over the plate, and the ump says, "Yep, I like the look of that." Marin might have liked the look out of it, but she didn't swat at it. So call strike 1, 2-1 the count. This one is going to be just a little too low, almost the same pitch, just a little lower. So 3-1 your count.
Yeah, you want to be careful not to lose the number 9 hitter with 2 outs. You don't want to turn this back over
to the
until the top of the 4th.
Yeah, that's right. You don't. In other words, no batter has had a second look at Urahara yet. And that's going to be a call strike on the inside corner as a beautiful, beautiful pitch. Just kind of, it was really, in baseball, would have been considered a slider. It's just kind of a little breaking action over the inside of the plate. And that is a swing and a miss as Marin goes down swinging. 3 up, 3 down, all strikeouts by Urahara. She's got 5 strikeouts in the game now, and that is going to send us to the bottom of the third inning. Lovington coming up to bat, and with no runs, no hits, no errors, we go to that bottom of the third with more Lovington Lady Wildcat softball coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Welcome back to Lovington Lady Cat Softball from Lovington, and coming out in the bottom of the third inning, Lovington coming up to bat. It's the bottom of the order as number 2, Anaí Quiroga, your catcher, comes up first. And she reached on an error and then got thrown out at second on her first time up. Quiroga looking to get something started for Lovington here. They lead this one 7-0. And the first pitch is going to be called strike, and Quiroga flinched on it. I think she felt like maybe it was going to end up being a little outside, but it stayed over the outside of the plate, enough to be a strike. Call strike 0-1 on Quiroga.
And you've mentioned this ump is, pretty generous on the corners, so you got to be aware of it.
And that's going to stay high for ball number 1. 1-1 the count on Quiroga. 7-0 your score. Lovington against Santa Teresa in the first game, and then the second of the doubleheader will be a different team, which is kind of unusual, but it makes sense. Gadsden coming up next against the Lady Cats, since they're both from Anthony, which is near El Paso. It made sense. Send two teams, one travel expense, two teams, two games, really for the price of one. And Lovington was willing to play two different teams back to back, and here we are. And that is going to be a call strike on the outside corner.
Wow.
So that
looked a little up and away from up here in the Lovington faithful, thinking it might not be two. But again, this ump is being very generous on the corners.
And pretty consistent,
he
too.
Is being consistent.
He's really consistent in the way he's calling this for most of the time. I haven't quabbled, but maybe with one or two pitches of his call so far. Of course, it doesn't matter what I think. I'm not down there. I'm not down there with the chest protector calling balls and strikes. And that a swing and a miss as Quiroga goes down swinging, and that is after working the count full. That is going to be a strikeout, and going to be the first out. Brings number 15, Sabri Sanchez, your designated player, and the bottom of the order up to the plate. She hit a single and crossed the plate, scored a run for Lovington, her first time up in that second inning. So one out, nobody on. Sanchez up to the plate, a right-handed batter. And a little bit of a wind gust there, lifting up some dust and dirt in the field just momentarily. We're clear now. That's going to come float a little too much outside, a little away and high for ball number one. Again, not a lot of speed by Mendoza, but she can place her pitches pretty well. Now she's issued a few walks in this game, but a couple of strikeouts to go with that. And good contact, a ground ball to shortstop, and the throw is going to be high. So a good stop by Mogan out there at shortstop, and then makes a high throw. And even with the stretch by Nino, it goes out of her glove and gets away from her. So really an E on the throw. That's an E6, and puts Sanchez on first base, and that brings the top of the order, Avery Marquez, to the plate. Marquez had an RBI double her last time up, walked and scored a run her first time up.
So she's got a couple runs scored and an RBI, and now with one down again, Lovington has turned the lineup over and going to be looking to do some damage on the base paths.
Marquez up to the plate, Morales on deck, Rodriguez in the hole. One out, one on. And that's going to hit. The first pitch hits Marquez just kind of square on the high hip, and that's a hit batter. So she takes first base, and that moves. That's going to move the Sanchez over to second. She reached on an error and now is in scoring position for Lovington. Marquez on first. The hit by pitch. And it brings up Honey Morales, your second baseman, to the plate. She had an RBI double and crossed the plate her last time up. Struck out her first time. She is 1 for 2. And she swings, and it goes foul. Just kind of dribbles off to the left.
Yeah, not sure what she was doing trying to bunt that one. Just kind of squibbed off. That was coming well inside. You got to pull that bat back. You can't give up strikes, even if you think you might have this pitcher's number. Got to
make up your mind. You really have to be committed. In bunting, you've got to commit.
There's
no in between. And if you change your mind, you got to pull the back up really quickly to get out of the trouble zone there. And that's going to be high and away for ball number 1. 1-1 the count on Morales. Navarrete coming up out of the crouch to grab that one to keep it from it being a pass ball or a wild pitch. Runners out on first and second for Lovington. Morales at the plate. 1-1 count, one down. Lovington leading this one 7-0 here in the bottom of the third. Mendoza on the mound for Santa Teresa, and that's in the dirt, and it's going to get away from Navarrete, and the runners are just going to be able to lope over to the next base. Oh, and that was ball. Well, that's Morales. I guess it got her. I guess it got her on the inside. It hit her on the inside. Not a big hit, not a square hit in the air like Marcus took a shot, but Morales with the 2 back-to-back hit batters. And that loads them up. So Sanchez over on third, Marquez on second, Morales on first, and now Rodriguez bats third in the lineup for Lovington. Up to the plate, an RBI double and scored her last time up. She walked and got stranded her first time up, and the first pitch is going to be away for ball 1. Outside, And 1-0 the count now.
So now the question is going to be, how long is Coach Chavez going to stay with Mendoza down 7-0 and Lovington with the heart of the order due up and the bases loaded?
Yeah, just one out. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the third. They're already up 7-0 over Santa Teresa. And there's a strike and a hit and a high fly ball headed to center. Oh, and a stumble as it looked like DeVoe just lost her footing. And tagging up and coming in is Sanchez. And DeVoe looked like she had a good bead on it, had a good line on it. It looked like she just maybe stepped in and turned her ankle or stepped in a little depression or a hole out there in center field. So an whatever happened, an E8.
Yeah, no, because Marin got the catch and the out. So there's no error, no error charge there since the out came.
Right,
so
the out.
Just becomes a sack RBI for Rodriguez.
All right, let's score it that way. So 2 outs now, runners at first and second. And that was Marcus who crossed the plate. Morales on second, and a high fly is going to go foul, and it's going to stay playable, but nobody could get to it in time as it was near the fence on the left side. So a high fly foul becomes a strike. So 0-1 the count. So that's sack, RBI, fly out. Made second out for Lovington. So runners at first and second now. And that's going to be a ball. So Corral with a 1-1 count. Has 2 outs, 2 on, bottom of the third. And a swing and a foul ball off to the left. So way out in front of that pitch again.
And Olguin, didn't get real good contact with that one. Got fooled just a little bit on the pitch, but again, made contact and fouls it off. So strike number 2, but still 2 on. Lovington with a chance to see if they can keep this inning moving along, maybe do some more up 8-0.
And this is going to come in just a little outside. The ump gave it a good look, and he determined, no, that's just a little too far outside to be a strike. So 2-2 the count, evens it up. Again, runners at first and second for Lovington, looking to increase their lead. And there's a good swing, but it's fouled off to the left as, again, Olguin way out in front of that. Or actually, Olguin way out in front of that. I don't think it went into the dugout.
I think it hit the netting in front of it.
Yeah. So count stays 2-2. As Lovington's faithful. There's a pretty good crowd here, but they're very quiet. And I think their team is way ahead. Oh, and catches it on the end of the bat. That is a pop that's going to find its way in. Drop there in shallow right field, just beyond the room where the second baseman and the right fielder could get it. Nobody could. Sandoval and Heredia kind of split the difference between them there. So Olguin gets an RBI single. Since it was hit there in shallow right, she can't go any further than first base, but she does also move the runner around and score another hit, another run for Lovington. Becomes 9-0 now, and it's going to bring up Chloe Corral, number 5, your third.
Angelina,
yeah,
number 13.
Angelina, number 13. That's right. Plays third base and shows a bunt. And
missed the bunt. Well, he signaled foul ball.
Yeah,
so.
it's a dead ball. So that run, even though the run came across, it doesn't count. She'll have to go back to third.
Again, I'm not sure what you're doing bunting with your number 5 hitter with 2 outs and 2 on.
And she made contact with it, so it's foul. She just hit it down, and instead of moving it forward, it went off to the right, so it became a strike.
Yeah, there's a reason I'm sitting up here, but I don't bunt with my number 5 hitter with 2 outs and 2 on.
And that's going to be high and outside for a ball. So runners at the corners right now.
I will say I do understand trying to put pressure on the defense, especially when they've proven maybe they're a little shaky. But
Right.
Still not sure I agree with that first. And he's done that a couple times, but then he lets them swing away.
So that's number 4. Morales out on third, and a bunt again, and that's going to be a pretty one. And a miscommunication is going to score a run, which is kind of what you hope for on a bunt. Is if it's not playable, that you get players tangled up, and Mendoza and Gonzalez, your pitcher and third baseman, both went for the ball. And if one of them had gotten it and thrown it, it probably would have been an out if they made an out. But it was an error, and it just. I don't know. It's an error on both of them, but I think you end up not calling an error at all, and it's just an infield bunt.
I think
it's
an
a bunt
infield
single.
Yeah.
A bunt single for Corral, and it's an RBI bunt single.
And I think on something like that, that's something that Santa Teresa is going to have to work on in practice, because people are going to see that and go, and that's something that you practice. Okay,
Right.
if it bunts, if a bunt in any situation and it comes, anywhere from the line over about halfway, it's the third baseman's responsibility.
Right. And a swing and a foul on number 7, Annalise Chavarria, batting in the 6th slot for Lovington up at the bat. Now, she had a single and got stranded her last time up at the bats, which was the second plate appearance. And it's a strike, 0-1 on Chavarria. Runners on first and second for Lovington, and it's 10-0 now in the bottom of the third inning. If they were able to keep the at-bat going and scored another 5 runs. Oh, and there's a hot shot over to third base. Gonzalez fields it and touches for the third out, touches third base. So 5 unassisted. The third out for Lovington, and that seals off their at-bat, and they do manage to get 3 runs across. So 3 runs across and makes it 10-0. And we'll go into the top of the 4th inning with Lovington, a big lead over Santa Teresa. We'll be back with more Lovington Lady Cat softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Cats softball. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, Lovington put on 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left on base. And we go to the top of the 4th inning. Lovington leading this one 10-0, and Santa Teresa up to bat. It's the top of the order, and just the second plate appearance for the leadoff batter, number 29, Alexis Mogan, playing left field. And a swing and a hit that's going to be fielded by Olguin at first, and coming over is running into her is Morales from second. They were both going for the ball, and Olguin, I don't know if Olguin called her off, but Morales runs into her, knocks her down. They're both laughing. Luckily, Olguin not hurt. They're getting up, laughing. And there's an out over it. Olguin tough. She went down, but she held on to the ball.
And that's not something she did, and that's good. Again, that's not something you practice, but you got to know in certain areas it is the responsibility of one fielder or the other.
Yeah, to call the ball for sure and call the other player off. So 1 out, nobody on. Second batter up is Inez Mendoza. Mendoza is your pitcher. It's her second plate appearance. And she swings and she fouls it off, kind of a hot grounder over there out of play to the left off the end of her bat. She's a left-handed batter. And so it becomes a strike. It's even count on her, 1-1. As Mendoza was looking, let's see, she hit into
grounded
out to the first
Olguin,
baseman.
Yeah.
Now it was a first base unassisted that got her out her first at bat. Second plate appearance with 1-1 count and a swing and a grounder going over to Morales at second. And Morales was just going to scoop it with her glove on the run and toss it, but ends up missing it. And that right there is the danger when you're trying to do that. Of course, she was trying to beat out the runner and get that ball fielded in time and was really having to hustle to get to it. But so it becomes an E4. It's an E4. Hate to write that down, but she had it at the end of her glove.
She had it and then dropped it,
And she just didn't either get it to toss it up.
There will be a courtesy runner check into the ball game. I believe that's Kayla Marquez going to run it first.
For Mendoza, the pitcher, who reaches on an E. And the first pitch is a strike call. It's a swing and strike. So a nice pop in the glove, too, by Urahara on that. Urahara, I think, just as a pitcher, no matter if it's when something happens in the field, you're not blaming somebody else, you're just aggravated, and sometimes that manifests itself by a little stronger pitch the next time you show your frustration. There's a throw from Quiroga down to first to try to catch Mendoza off, not in time, but a good snap throw. I think DePorto would have been proud of Quiroga there. DePorto, Lovington's longtime catcher who graduated last season. Ooh, swing, and it was foul tipped right into the glove. So strike number 2. As 0-2 count on Gonzalez. 1 out, 1 on. Mendoza on first. 0-2 count on Gonzalez. Gonzalez is your third baseman for Santa Teresa. She grounded out to the shortstop her first time up. She's 0 for 1. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout number 6 for Urahara. And 2 outs now, as that brings Heredia up to plate, your right fielder for Santa Teresa. 2 outs, 1 on. Mendoza, well, actually, the courtesy runner for Mendoza is on first. And swing and foul ball off to the left, as she was way out in front of that. Heredia was way out in front of that. A right-handed batter pulled that all the way around. So our strike number 1. I think Santa Teresa is a little frustrated here, and they're standing up there. They've been swinging at balls and getting thrown out or struck out, and a little frustration. I see a lot more effort at the bat. At least they're swinging harder and making harder contact. That one should have been swung at. It was not, with Quiroga making a throw down to first. Olguin couldn't hang on to it, but no problem, because the courtesy runner there for Mendoza scrambled back, had to eat some dirt.
Quiroga looks like she's trying to maintain the minimum batters faced here.
Yeah. So, again, 2 strikes now on Heredia. 2 outs, 2 strikes, 0-2 the count on Heredia. And that is swing and a foul straight back over the heads over our box here. And that just remains 2 strikes, 0-2 the count. So Heredia protecting the plate, going to have to swing at anything good, and that was a good pitch by Urahara. She varied the speed on that just a little bit. And this pitch, a swing and a half-hearted swing, as a good strike. A nice pitch on the outside corner gets Heredia half-hearted swinging and is the 3rd out. So 4 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We're going to go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Lovington still leading this one 10-0 over Santa Teresa. More Lovington Lady Cat softball coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
We're the pharmacy that you've trusted for over 75 years. Being open for that length of time can only happen with consistency, service, and local engagement. Now Pharmacy has supported the local youth in City of Lovington for over 75 years. When you need a pharmacist, you can trust that Nowell Pharmacy will be there for your needs. Go by Nowell Pharmacy, located at 122 West Adams in Lovington today. Nowell Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Lovington Wildcats.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Welcome back to Lovington Lady Cat softball in Lovington. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and here we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. with Lovington's bottom of the lineup coming up 7, 8, and 9, as it'll be Hernandez, Quiroga, Sanchez for the ladies of Lovington, who are firmly in control of this one so far over Santa Teresa. Your score 10-0. If they were to get 5 runs in this at bat, it would become a run ruled situation. It's 15 runs ahead after 3 innings, and then
10 after 5.
10 after 5.
So they're already in run rule territory.
Right. They just need some more runs to be able to end this early. Swing and a miss. That's a hot grounder finding its way between short and third, and then bobbled by Marin out in left, kicked around, and that's going to put Hernandez on second. So I would call that a single, and then she
single in an
and
E7,
an E7.
yeah, because of the bobble.
Yeah. So, but a nice job, Hernandez hitting at the first pitch she saw, and really making solid contact and hitting the hole between short and third.
Yeah, and her second hit of the ball game, so does it with authority, and so now that'll bring Quiroga to the plate. Actually, we're going to have Bethany Tavares up to pinch hit, looks like.
Yep. So Tavera, okay.
I don't know why I always try to put the S on the end of Bethany's name.
It was in the lineup, the picture of the lineup that I got, I could only see the T-A-V, so I wasn't sure what the rest of her name was, actually. Bethany Tavera, pinch hitting for the catcher, Quiroga. So no outs, 1 on. Hernandez in scoring position for Lovington, who leads this one 10-0 over Santa Teresa here. And a swing and a hit, a nice grounder over to third base. She initially bobbles it, but picks it up and makes the throw. And as he said, yep, got her in time, but moves the runner as Hernandez moves over to third. So score that one 5-3 for the first out. And that brings up number 9 hitter, 15, Sabri Sanchez, your designated player.
We're going to have another pinch
okay.
hitter. That'll be
That's
Ariana Garcia.
Garcia. I know that one. I could see that one, the full name on that one, 16, Ariana Garcia at the plate, as the ump writes down the substitute batter.
Of course, with softball, it's a little bit different now because you have unlimited substitutes. You can have somebody go in and hit and then immediately put the player that you had before back in.
And
didn't used to be that way.
No, it did not. And I'm not too sure about all the rule changes. You got to go along with them because that's it's been decreed. It's the rule. But I don't know. I don't know about what that does to the game. Whoa, a big swing and a high fly ball. Drifting back to get it, though, is Mogan. Has to go into shallow left field, back up and catch that one for out number 2. But I tell you what, Garcia gave it a ride, and I think it got hung up in the wind just a little bit. I thought it had more carry.
And got a little under it, and that kind of popped it up, and then with the wind like it was, just hung it up and gave Mogan plenty of time, about 3 feet out into the grass, too.
Right. If she hadn't had that much, that one would have fallen in. If she hadn't had time to drift back and grab that one, because your left fielder is playing pretty deep. So coming up to the plate, top of the order, Marquez, and she fouls off the first pitch she sees off to the left toward the dugout, strike number 1. So still got Hernandez sitting over there on third base in scoring position for Lovington. 2 outs now, 2 outs, 1 on. In the bottom of the 4th inning, Lovington leading this one 10-0 over Santa Teresa. They would like to increase that lead. If they were to get 5 runs, the game would end early.
Of course, you'd like to get one. Yeah, you'd like to get one more on the board, though.
And a swing, and thought it was going to go fair, but it goes foul off to the left. So it just becomes a strike. So 0-2 the count on Marquez. Marquez, the leadoff batter, with good reason. She's very capable of smacking that ball. Solid grounders, soaring home runs, and a lot of speed once she gets on base, but she's got a good eye. She can leave him alone and take a walk like she did the first time up at the plate, up at bat this game.
And we've got a ball come in from the warm-ups going on behind the dugout as Gadsden over there warming up, getting ready for game 2, about 30 minutes after the completion of this one.
The second of a doubleheader here. Normally you would see, 2 games by the same 2 teams. And the pitch is going to come in outside for ball number 1. 1-2 the count on Marquez. 2 outs, 1 on. Hernandez sitting on third. Lovington winning this one so far, 10-0. And the starting pitcher, Mendoza, still on the mound. There's swing and a high pop fly. Coming under it is your first baseman. Grabbing it is Nino. 2 hands, good fundamentals. She hangs on to it, unfortunately. So that's a pop out to the first baseman and the third out for Lovington. So they threaten but come up empty in this at bat. No runs on 1 hit, no errors.
Yeah, 1 error.
Yeah, 1 error. That's right, 1 error. I was going to say, well, I didn't write it down on which player, but I do have an error down and 1 left on base. So we're going to go to the top of the 5th inning, and Lovington leading this one 10-0. More Lovington Lady Cat softball coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
Welcome back for more Lovington Lady Cat softball from Lovington. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. In the bottom of the 4th inning, Lovington scored no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on base. And we go to the top of the 5th, middle of the order for the Santa Teresa. Batters 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup. DeVoe coming up to the plate, swing and a hit. A ground ball to Hernandez at short, and she scoops it up, fires to first to Olguin for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out, and that brings up number 10, Natalia Nino, your first baseman, up to the plate. She struck out her first time up. This is just her second plate appearance. So a nice grounder, good fielding.
And we've actually got Marquez going to pinch hit.
Okay. So we have number 5, Kate Marquez.
Kayla Marquez, I believe her first name.
Okay. We initially just had
had first initials.
Yeah, first initials, and that was it. There's a Kayla DeVoe. You sure that was
positive.
Kayla Marquez? Okay. All right.
That's what they've got on Max Prep, so
all right.
That's what I'm
Very
going
good.
with.
All right. And a swing and a foul off to the right for strike 1. I just have to bust your chops occasionally. Paybacks.
It's okay.
0-1 the count.
I usually have it coming. Not always, but usually.
Not saying anything. Oh, and a watermelon. Nice changeup by Urahara as Nino just could not wait on that one. Swing and a miss way in front of that. So good pitch. She kind of kept it up high, too, so that it wasn't swattable, really. And now brings the heat and then stumbles at the end of her pitch. She gets the ball away, but that could not have felt good. And Urahara going to kneel for just a moment and just get her bearings back, I think. She just kind of slipped at the end of her delivery, and sometimes that will happen as things are, of course, pitching on the flat circle now. So she
maybe caught the toe of her spike up in the end of where her landing area is, and with the dirt, it just kind of went funny on her. And
sometimes, and that's why you need to be sure and fill your holes in. And not just from the hole that happens right there by the rubber, but your landing foot hole. Occasionally, as a pitcher, you've got to go out there and do some housekeeping and fill that, because that's a real danger. Is sometimes you land funny on that little depression, and your landing foot can vary depending on your pitches. Your landing foot can kind of vary and not be in exactly the same place, and you catch that funny, and that's what can happen. You just kind of you end up, your ankle kind of folds on you and you go down. She's shaking it off though, and
she's a gamer.
Yeah, it was a foul. That was a strike. 0-2 the count. Now this one comes in just a little bit low and outside for a ball 1. 1-2 the count. 1 out. We're here in the bottom of the top of the 5th inning, rather. Top of the 5th. 10-0 your score. And that pitch is a beauty. And that is a strikeout, and I believe that is strikeout number 8 for Urahara.
It
and
is.
It's out number 2, and that brings up number 1, Navarrete, your catcher, to the plate.
And I am not going to say anything about the line score at this point.
Okay, so
because it's
right.
I don't want the announcer's curse to come in.
Don't want to jinx anything. So 2 up, 2 down. Third batter up, Navarrete, the catcher, batting from the left side of the plate, and she shows bunt, but fouls it back for strike 1. So 0-1 the count. She did make contact with the ball, didn't deaden it enough. She made just enough contact to brush the top of the ball, and it skipped back to the backstop.
Kind of poked at it, almost like a slap.
Yeah, she just didn't deaden the ball, didn't do a true bunt, and that's going to hit the outside of the corner. A beautiful pitch, a nice breaking ball from Urahara with a little pop in the glove. 0-2 the count. So 2 outs, nobody on, 0-2 the count. Top of the 5th, Lovington leading 10-0. All they have to do is hold this one, and here is a pop ball going just beyond the pitcher's for it and coming over. You had Hernandez and Morales, and you have a collision, and nobody catches the ball.
Does his ball,
Yeah.
so that's actually going to be an E4 on Morales, and so the second error of the ball game gives Santa Teresa their second runner.
Although if Morales had the good jump on it and wanted the ball and called her off and actually got the ball, that wouldn't have been a problem. But that's going to put Navarrete on first. They'll have a courtesy runner for her. And so E4, that was an infield pop-up and should have been caught by somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, it was within the pitch, just beyond the pitcher's circle, so it's not out of the, even if the pitcher had a good beat on it and called everybody off, she could have had that. That could have been her ball. It just depends on who called it. And that is a foul off to the right on Sandoval, your second baseman. Struck out her last time up. This is her second plate appearance. 0-1 the count on her. So 2 outs, 1 on.
Of course, Santa Teresa going to do everything they can do to move
somebody
Navarrete over.
That's
yeah,
right.
move them over to keep this game alive.
And that's going to hit the inside of the plate. A beautiful strike, and I do agree that was a strike that was
and she kind of tried to check up, but couldn't really hold off. I think it would have been a strike.
She just
anyway.
Yeah, she just couldn't hold that bat back enough. So 0-2 the count, 10-0, and a swing and a hit straight up the middle. And that's actually going to end up. Did she touch it in time?
Yep.
Nope. They're not going to call her out.
No, but
they're not going to call her out. So an error, and that really was a fielding error, as Navarrete pulled her head up to look at the runners before she had good control of the ball, and the ball just skipped away, and that became an error that an E6 puts Sandoval on, keeps the courtesy runner at second, and that's going to be a call strike on the outside corner against Marin, your ninth the lineup for Santa Teresa. So 0-1 the count, runners on first and second, and that's going to be a call strike again on the outside corner. 2 good pitches, as I think Urahara showing the frustration that the Lovington feels as a team, because when you get a couple of errors, you start feeling that pressure. And that is the third strike, and that ends the game as it ends on a strikeout. That's number 9 for Urahara. And with the 5 innings played, of course, the next at bat would be Lovington's, and they're ahead 10-0 anyway. So this is a run-ruled 5-inning game that Lovington wins 10-0. And it's the first of a doubleheader, and we'll be back to wrap up this game, and then we'll have a break between the games. So we'll come back and wrap this one up as Lovington wins 10-0 over Santa Teresa, and coming back with more Lovington Lady Cats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Cats softball, as it was not just a shutout, it was a no-hit shutout for Daphne Urahara, striking out 9, walking 0, no hits by Santa Teresa. They scored no runs, no hits. They had 3 left on base. And for Lovington, I don't have the hits totaled up like you do. I know, TJ, they scored 10 runs.
On 10 hits.
10
they
hits.
Committed 3 errors, and they
That's
left
right.
7 on.
And I knew they had 3 errors, and they leave 7 on base. I mean, they scored 10, but they stranded 7. And if there was anything you can look at this game and say, is there something you can improve on, Lovington? It's not leaving as many runners on base. And that's something that has plagued them over the last 3 seasons, is they're a team that tends to do that. Now, they can put plenty of runs across, and when they win big, but they do tend to leave too many runners stranded. But that's getting picky about this, because when you have a no-hit shutout and it's a run-ruled game, 10-0 in 5 innings, there's not a lot to criticize here. Santa Teresa just never really had a chance in this game. They gave it, everything they had. They had several errors. As far as pitching-wise, Mendoza, I believe, had 2 strikeouts. I have her down as 3 walks. Is that correct? 2 strikeouts, 3 walks in this game?
Yes.
And so that's not bad. It's just that Lovington was putting the ball in play. They were hitting and putting it in play, and Santa Teresa had too many errors and then had no offense in this game. So that is why and how they got beaten in this one. Urahara with some very good pitching and good fielding and solid, all the way around, solid performance, except for the runners stranded on base for Lovington, and they'll look to maybe clean that up in the second game, which is the doubleheader. It's the nightcap for this doubleheader is against Gadsden Consolidated School District. And we will get that game started in just a little while. Will they take an official? Is it 30 minutes between games?
20 to 30 minutes.
20 to 30, so we'll figure at least 20, and we'll be back with that game coming up here in just a little while. It'll be more Lovington Lady Cat softball action from Lovington. The next game against Gadsden, they just scored a no-hit shutout, 10-0 run-ruled game against Santa Teresa here. And I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. We'll say so long for now, but we'll be back with the second game coming up. Lovington Lady Cat softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Welcome back to Lovington Lady Cat Softball, the second of a doubleheader. The first was a good result for the Lovington ladies. It was a no-hit shutout, 10-0, run ruled, 5 innings, and a nice defeat of Santa Teresa, which Santa Teresa traveling up at the same time with Gadsden, 2 teams for the price of 1 today. And Lovington will have to, Lovington, the only thing is Lovington is the same team. They did get a run ruled shortened game, so hopefully not too tired. I always feel bad for the catchers in tournament play and in doubleheader play because you just almost always have the same catcher, and you know that's a tough job just for one game. But Gadsden is here for this second game of the doubleheader, and the teams are being introduced, and so we'll introduce your Lovington Lady Cats. Number 3 is Avery Marquez playing center field. 15 is Sabri Sanchez playing second base, and she's batting second. Batting third, 17, Sabri Rodriguez, your pitcher. Number 4 hitter is number 9, Jocelyn O'Gean on first. Batting fifth is 13, Angelina Corral playing third. Batting sixth is number 7, Annalise Chavarria playing left. Batting seventh, number 5, Leila Hernandez playing shortstop. Number 8 hitter is number 2, Ana Ikaroga, your catcher. Batting ninth is 11, Daphne Urahara, who pitched the first game. She is your designated player in this one. And then number 10, Malaya Castro, is your flex player playing in right field for Lovington. So that's your lineup and your fielders. And let's see if we can get through Gadsden really quickly before we do the national anthem. Number 1, the leadoff batter is number 5, Isabel Pinion, playing third. Batting second, number 11, Johanna Uranga, who is playing first. Third batter is number 10, Janine Urbina, who's playing second. Batting fourth, number 14, Elisa Gomez, your pitcher. Batting fifth, number 19, Genesis Montenegro, who is your catcher. Batting sixth, 16, Michaela Lara, your shortstop. Batting seventh is number 7, Brianna Soria, your designated player. Batting eighth is number 8, Yuvia Molina in right field. Batting ninth is number 6, Natalia Molina in center field. And number 4, Avril Herrera, flex player, playing in left. So it's time for our national anthem. We'll take a break, come back with the start of this second game of your doubleheader. More Lovington Lady Cat Softball up ahead on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
And welcome to Lovington Lady Wildcat Softball. Welcome back as we're just about to get the second game of this doubleheader started here at Wildcat Field. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. Gadsden, the Gadsden Consolidated School District, is going to be the team that the Lady Cats are facing in this game. They got a good warm-up, ended up winning that first one in 5 innings, really just 4.5 when you think about it. Just it was a no-hit shutout. And your winning pitcher getting that no-hit shutout was Daphne Urahara, pitching a nice game, but good field support from the Lady Wildcats for that one, and
With
that's
the
another
exception
win.
of just 3 errors.
Yeah.
I mean, it was it was a good one. That
Three errors and just too many people left on base. Had 7 folks left on base, but they still had 7. How can you complain when you got 10 runs?
Yeah,
and
it's a no-hitter.
That's right. So
and that does improve Lovington back to 500, 5-5 on the season, so a chance to get back over 500
right
against
here.
the Lady Panthers of Gadsden.
Under Coach McGraw, the head coach here for Lovington, and your coach for Gadsden is Don Licht. They are 1-9, so they're struggling a bit. Both of these Anthony teams, Santa Teresa and Gadsden, struggling a bit. But you don't take any team lightly. It doesn't matter what their record is. You got to get out there and play a solid game. That's what Lovington is doing. They're trying to improve their season record and improve their playing time, coming off of a loss against Carlsbad Tuesday, but a win in the first game here. And the first pitch is going to be a call, strike one. Took his time on that, but I agree with him. I believe it caught the outside corner. And your first batter up for Gadsden, as we mentioned a moment ago, is number 5, and it's Isabel Pinon, who plays third base. Second pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 2, as Pinon decided a little too late and just had a choppy swing on that. No real chance to make contact with it. 0-2 the count now. Your starting pitcher, Zabri Rodriguez for Lovington, and she was on the mound for the full game against Roswell High in that win on Tuesday. And a call, strike 3, a beautiful pitch on the outside. She took a little off of that one, sailed it right over the corner, and Pinon goes down with the bat on her shoulder. First strikeout and first out. That brings up number 11, Johanna Uranga, who plays first for Gadsden. So 1 out, 1 batter, 1 up, 1 down. Second batter up. A right-handed batter looks at the first pitch. It's high and away for ball 1, as Rodriguez really bringing a lot of heat and spin on that, but it sailed on her just a little bit. And Rodriguez has more consistent heat. Urahara pitched a very nice game, and Urahara is getting stronger as a pitcher. And there's a swing and a pop up to the infield. Oh, and diving for it is Sanchez, making a beautiful play. I think she might have almost knocked the wind out of her as she stretched full out and caught that on the end of her glove and hung on to it. Tough, and it looks like a kind of an injury timeout here, as I don't know if it's her shoulder. She landed funny on it, or if it's on her wrist, but she just stretched, gave that one everything she had to be able to catch that. So a pop to the second baseman, a pop out to 4 is the second out, but the trainer and the coaches are still out there looking at Sabri Sanchez. Sanchez playing second base in this game. Honey Morales played second in the first game, and Sanchez was the designated player in the batting lineup. So now she's playing second base in this game, and they're still out tending to her. We hope that's not serious, and we'll go ahead and take an injury timeout. We move the camera away from that, and we'll be back in 30 seconds, and hopefully more Lady Wildcat softball coming up.
We're the pharmacy that you've trusted for over 75 years. Being open for that length of time can only happen with consistency, service, and local engagement. Now Pharmacy has supported the local youth in City of Lovington for over 75 years. When you need a pharmacist, you can trust that Now Pharmacy will be there for your needs. Go by Now Pharmacy, located at 122 West Adams in Lovington today. Now Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Lovington Wildcats.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcats softball. As out of the injury timeout, it looks like Sabri Sanchez will go to the bench. I think she had looked like maybe her wrist or her arm or shoulder bothering her after catching that pop fly and hanging on to it and just laying out in the dust, leaving it all down there on the field. So they're going to tend to her on the bench, and instead Honey Morales comes in off the bench to play. Morales was your second baseman in that first game. So Sanchez out, Morales in, and third batter up for Gadsden is Janine Urbina, your second baseman, batting for the right side of the plate. Wearing jersey number 10, 2 up, 2 down so far, and a good pitch comes in, but just a little high for ball 1. That hung out on the outside of the corner, but it was a riser, and it just rose a little too much out of the zone. So 1-0 the count on Urbina. Elisa, if we get there, Elisa Gomez on deck, and that's going to be high and away for ball number 2. And Genesis Montenegro, the catcher, is in the hole. 2 outs, though, and nobody on. 2-0 the count on Urbina. And Rodriguez out on the mound for Lovington. Quiroga behind the plate. And a beautiful pitch right down the pike as she took a little off of that, a little off speed spinner right over the center of the plate. 2-1 the count. Rodriguez did a very nice job in that win on Saturday here at Wildcat Field over Roswell. And there's a grounder over to third. Corral picks it up, fires over to Ogeen at first. Nicely done. 5-3 for out number 3, and that's it. 1-2-3 has no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on, and we go to the bottom of the first inning, still 0-0, and Lovington up to bat to hopefully change that. We'll be back with more Lovington Lady Cats softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Cats softball. In the top of the first inning, no runs, no hits, no errors for Anthony Gadsden. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Lovington coming up to the plate, trying to get some runs on the board as they scored in that last game, the first of the doubleheader this evening. They scored 1 run in their first at-bat, and then they broke out in that second at-bat and put 6 on the board, and then went on to score 3 more and to win that one 10-0. So they're looking to possibly do the same thing here, get at least 1 run going, break the ice, get on the board, and they want to come away with a victory in this second of the doubleheader. This one over Gadsden, and that's going to be top of the order. Avery Marquez coming up, your center fielder. Number 15, it'll be Honey Morales, I would think. Yeah, Honey is number 4.
She is on deck.
And Honey coming in for an injured Sanchez at second base. We hope it's not too serious, that injury to Sabri Sanchez. Maybe it's just a precaution to get some ice on whatever it is that might be troubling her, and maybe just keep the damage at a minimum here. So Honey Morales coming up to the plate. And after on deck, that is. And then Zabri Rodriguez, your pitcher, is in the hole. 1-2-3. And on the mound for Gadsden is Gomez. Montenegro behind the plate. That's your battery. And Avery Marquez. Avery in the previous game, she walked her first time up, had an RBI double. Then she was hit by a pitch and then popped out. And she crossed the plate 3 times in the game for Lovington. Made 3 of their 10 runs. Avery Marquez, leadoff hitter, leadoff batter. We'll see if she hits and gets on or gets on base. She worked a walker last time, and she cuts the first one. I think it would have been a call strike. It goes off foul over here to the right of the media box.
Just got a little bit under it and shot it back over everything. So strike 1, but still, new pitcher. So
Yep. Hit at the first pitch that she saw. Avery, very, very capable hitter, but she has a good eye. She can work the walk as well. And that stays high for ball 1, up about eye level, chin level, eye level. 1-1 the count with Gomez on the mound. And Gomez is their cleanup hitter as well. And a high pop fly headed out to just behind first base, and coming over to catch that is Urbina. So Urbina with a catch puts Marquez out. pop fly to 4 in the books for the first out. And now Morales coming up to the plate. Number 4 playing position 4.
Of course, Honey thinking she was probably going to have this game off, but due to the injury is back out there.
First pitch in is a hit and a grounder over to third base. Pinon picks it up, fires to first, and it is in time. Uranga, though, has to really work the stretch, and she is a tall girl, and it takes everything she's got to reach that ball and hang on to it. So thanks to her stretch, that was not an error by Pinon on the throw or too late. So,
Pinon not with the strongest arm sitting over there at third. It might be one of those things later in the game you want to think about challenging her with a bunt down the line.
Number 17, Zabri Rodriguez, your pitcher, up to the plate, and she hits the first pitch she sees. It's a fly headed out to right field. Molina comes in a few steps, catches it, and that's it. 3 up, 3 down for Lovington as well, with the fly out to 9 in the books, third out, and no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the top of the second inning, scoreless. We're here with more Lovington Lady Cats softball against Gadsden, back on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Welcome back to Lovington Lady Cats softball from Lovington. The second of a doubleheader here. We go to the top of the second inning, as in their first at bat, Lovington scored no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And coming up for Gadsden, the heart of the order, 4, 5, and 6, with number 14, Alyssa Gomez, the pitcher, up to the plate. Batting for the right hand of the box, her first plate appearance. And Rodriguez still on the mound for Lovington. A call, strike one, a beautiful pitch on the outside corner. Pitching has thus far been very strong for Lovington. In the first game, it was a no-hit shutout for Daphne Urahara. Second pitch is another beauty, and it catches the outside just a little off. Just a little bit of speed off of that. Not a true fastball, but still hit the zone. 0-2 on Gomez. Pitcher on pitcher here. And even though she's the cleanup hitter, she's the first batter up in this at-bat. Oh, that's going to sail just a little bit, but plenty of balls to give for Rodriguez.
Looked
First
like
ball.
that maybe either hung up in her hand or she caught it coming around the hip, and that caused it to hang up a little bit, and that's what caused the sail there.
And that's probably a good observation. I think it looked like she was cupping the ball. I think the ball was a little back in her hand just a little bit, and that meant a late release. And a swing and a sharply hit ball that goes foul down the third base line. Gomez sitting, waiting on that, and pulled that with authority. I think that's showing why she's the cleanup hitter for Gadsden. It just stays strike 2, 1-2 the count on Gomez. So could be a dangerous hitter to try to throw up anything too juicy. And that's a beautiful pitch on the outside corner that misses just a hair and is called ball 2. So I think that was a good way to come back at a capable hitter that was way out in front of the previous pitch. He gave her a medium speed pitch that spun on the outside of the corner just a little too much. And a fastball, again, is going to be a hot grounder up the middle. Hernandez dives for it, but can't get to it in time. Marquez, though, comes in on it, fields it very well, throws in and keeps Gomez on first. She's on with a single, and Gadsden is now in business. No outs, 1 on. Number 19, Genesis Montenegro. Montenegro is your catcher.
And we will have a courtesy runner in. That's C.J. Heredia going on to courtesy run for the pitcher.
And that's not unusual. We usually have courtesy runners for pitchers and catchers in softball. Not always the case, but a lot of the time. The ump makes a note of that change in his book. And Heredia sitting on first as the sun comes out. It's been behind the clouds and haven't really noticed that until all of a sudden it comes out from underneath the clouds as the shadows begin to lengthen across the field here. And a beautiful pitch, and it is spun off the end of the bat for a foul. Strike one on Montenegro. One and no outs, one on. That is Gomez on first. Well, Gomez is the Heredia on first, who is the courtesy runner for Gomez, who hit that single straight up the middle. A solid hit for her. And a hit that goes foul down the third base line for Montenegro becomes strike two. 0-2 the count now as the catcher. Catcher is usually right there in either batting fourth or fifth in most lineups because a catcher's job is to watch the ball. And that's the main thing as a batter is watch all the way in till it hits your bat. And that's why catchers are often some of the best hitters, if not the best hitter on the team. Oh, and a throw down to second as Heredia steals second base. The throw not quite in time. It was a good throw from Quiroga, though, just not quite in time to catch Heredia. So Heredia steals second base, a true steal, beats out the throw. But a good try by Quiroga. And that was a ball. The pitch was low in the dirt, really. So 1-2 count with a runner in scoring position for Gadsden. And the strike three. So Montenegro goes down, and that is strikeout number 2 for Rodriguez. Out number 1 in this at bat. It brings number 16, Michaela Lara, your shortstop, up to the plate.
And with Heredia over at second, just the second runner that Lovington's seen between the two games in scoring position.
Lara, right-handed batter, watches the first pitch come in, and it is a beautiful ball right over the outside corner. A little breaking ball, medium speed, and strike one. 0-1 on Lara. Again, Heredia out on second base. And this pitch, swing and a miss, as she picked up the speed on that one just a little, as Rodriguez sails it again over the outside corner with a little more heat on it. Lara was behind it. 0-2 is the count, and Heredia throw down to keep Heredia honest. So 1 out, 1 on, 0-2, and goes down swinging as strikeout number 2, or 3 actually. That's strikeout number 3, but 2 in this inning, in this at bat. And Lara represents the second out and brings up number 7, Brianna Soria, the designated player, up for Gadsden. 2 outs, 1 on. In scoring position. And the first pitch, a swing and a miss. It was on the inside corner. Another beautiful pitch as Rodriguez brought that in. Little breaking ball over the inside corner. Soria behind that and over it, and just kind of a sloppy swing for strike one. And luckily it kind of got by Quiroga, but runner stays. And there's a foul ball down the first baseline. O'Gean grabbing that one. So strike 2, 0-2 the count now on Lara. 2 outs, 1 on. Heredia out on second base, scoring position for Gadsden. Their score is 0-0 here at top of the second inning. 0-2 the count. And a swing and a miss as a changeup by Rodriguez gets a swing and a miss as Soria all over that one, but way out in front. So 3 strikeouts, 3 outs, 4 up, 3 down. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the second, and we're still 0-0 in this one. More Lovington Lady Cat softball coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Cats softball. We are going to the bottom of the second inning. We're still scoreless in this one as Lovington sent Gadsden down 4 up, 3 down on 3 straight strikeouts by Rodriguez. Good showing on the mound so far.
Yeah, nice job working around the leadoff single and then just striking out the side. So first hit of the day for either one of these Gadsden School District teams, but now Lovington back up at the bat, and the second inning was where they dealt the most damage in game number 1. Let's see what they do here in game 2.
It's the heart of the order up. Leading off is your cleanup batter, actually. Number 9, Jocelyn Ogeen, your first baseman. First plate appearance, right-handed batter. First pitch is in, and that is going to be high for ball 1. It was over the plate, and she flinched. Ogeen flinched a bit, thought about going for it, and then looked at the ump to see was it going to be a call strike. So 1-0 is the count as Gomez on the mound for Gadsden. And that is going to be a call strike over the plate and right at the knees. 1-1 the count. This Gomez has a little more speed and than the first pitcher that from the first game than Mendoza did in that first game of the doubleheader. And that is going to hit the inside corner, so some late movement. A low inside pitch, 1-2 on Ogeen, as Lovington does not have. It's a big goose egg on the scoreboard for them, and they wanted to change that, get at least a run across. Oh, and that's high and inside, as it was a riser with a little late movement on it. That ball working for Gomez a lot, and it's ball 2, 2-2. A little chin music as Ogeen kind of steps back and keeps out of the path of that one. 2-2 the count. And a swing and a miss as Gomez brings the heat. A fastball right over the center. It kind of rose just a little bit. Ogeen swung under it just a tad. So 1 out. Strikeouts. And that's the first strikeout for Gomez. It brings up the 5th batter, 13, Angelina Corral, your third baseman. First plate appearance. As she had a bunt single in that first game. And a swing and a big crack, and is it over the fence? No, it hits the fence out between right and center field. A long fly ball, well hit, as Angelina Corral has a stand-up double. Nicely hit ball, puts her in scoring position for Lovington. And
Sat back on that one nicely and just drove the fastball as Gomez didn't have a lot of movement on that one. And Corral jumps all over it. I think if the wind's a little bit different, that one might get out of here, but still well struck and to the wall. And so now it gives Chavarria a chance.
Yeah, number 7 on Ali Chavarria, your left fielder, up to the plate. 1 out, 1 on. Chavarria up to bat. First pitch in is going to be low. In fact, it's going to hit the dirt, and a stolen base for Corral. It's she was running for it the whole time and waiting to see, I think, out of the corner of her eye, see if there was going to be a throw. But that ball comes in low enough and not a good enough pitch for the catcher to have any chance at a throw on that. So moving her over to third, Corral sits a few feet away from being the first run for Lovington, and Chavarria with 1 ball on her. And this is going to be hit right back to the pitcher, who fakes a throw to third to hold Corral on and then turns around and fires over to first. So Gomez to Uranga, 1-3 for out number 2. And Layla Hernandez, your shortstop, coming up to the plate for Lovington with a chance to move Corral home and score the first run for Lovington. And the Lady Cats really need that run. We are scoreless right now in the bottom of the second inning. And Hernandez with a good first game. First pitch is going to be high and outside for ball 1 on her. Looking back at the book, She had a double and scored a run. She grounded out and then hit a single and got stranded in the first game. So Hernandez, and her hit was a very solid. Her double was a beautiful ball, and she swings and pops this one up. Coming under it is your first baseman. Oh, and she drops it. Uranga in foul territory drops the ball, so it just becomes a long strike. A foul ball dropped, so 1-1 the count on Hernandez, and a sigh of relief as she gets a reprieve and a second chance at the bat.
Always use two hands.
That's right. Even when you're in, doesn't matter where you're trying to catch it in the field, you need to have that second hand up there if you can. 1-1 the count on Hernandez. And this one is going to be inside for
Pretty
ball
close.
number 2. It was a close one, but just didn't catch the corner enough. 2-1 the count on Hernandez. Again, one runner on, 2 outs, 1 on. That's Corral on third base after hitting a solid double. And this one is going to be low and inside for ball number 3. 3-1 the count now on Hernandez.
Now definitely a hitter's count, as Gomez is going to be looking not to lose Hernandez here. So, she might get something that she can really rip here. It'll all depend on what goes on, as Montenegro, of course, out talking to Gomez, just wanting to make sure they know exactly what's going on. And, looking over at Coach Stephen McCraw, he points out and goes, yep, just you're gonna have a shot at this one, kid.
Right. So 3-1 the count on Hernandez. 2 outs, and Corral sitting on third after smacking a double and stealing third. Lovington would love to bring it. And a well-hit ball. Oh, is it going to be? It's caught. A line drive right to Lotta. She didn't even have to move except to throw the glove up in self-defense and catch that one. So a well-hit ball just makes the third out for Lovington and means that they threaten but come up short. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. And we'll be back with the top of the third inning as we're still scoreless in this one. Lovington against Gadsden, and more Lady Cat softball coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Welcome back to Lovington Lady Cat softball. In the bottom of the second inning, they threaten but don't manage to get a runner across. They strand 1. It was no hits on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. It brings us top of the third. Gadsden coming up to bat. Bottom of the order, Molina Heredia. And the first pitch by Rodriguez is going to be high and away for ball 1. So we have Lluvia Molina, your right fielder. Then Natalia Molina, the center fielder, on deck, and then Avril Heredia in the hole.
Actually, that'll be Isabel Pignon in the hole.
Ah, Isabel Pignon. Okay.
the
And
lineup
calls.
over.
Strike 1, yeah. Okay. Oh, turn of the line. Yeah, that's right. Heredia is flex player. I'm sorry. I saw that a little late. Flex player playing left field. Pardon me. Thank you, TT. And calls strike 2.
Good pitch.
Yeah, very nice. Rodriguez doing a very nice job in the circle after Daphne Urahara notched a no-hit shutout in the first game. 1-2 the count now on Molina. And a swing and a miss as she swatted and a high outside one on that for a strikeout number 5 now for Rodriguez. First out brings up Molina, center fielder, to the plate, right-handed batter. First plate appearance. Bats in the number 9 slot. Pardon me. First pitch is in, and it's a strike. So 0-1 count on Molina. Thank you, TJ, as I go for I caught some dirt. I think a little breeze brought a little dirt in, and I just need a lozenge, and that's going to be high for ball one, 1-1. As it just rose up a little bit. Quiroga, it kind of had some late movement. The wind might have caught that just a bit. Quiroga got up out of the crouch, lost the ball off to the right, but nobody on base, so no problem. 1-1 the count. And Molina fouls that one back for strike 2. So Molina playing center field. First plate appearance, 1 out, nobody on. No score in this one, as Gadsden's proving to be a little tougher opponent than Santa Teresa was. And there's a foul off, dribbles over there to the left toward the Gadsden dugout. Remains strike 2, 1-2. Molina fighting off a pitch. He's got to be in plate protection mode here. Got to at least spoil off anything that's close.
Yeah, through the first 2 1/3, Gadsden not looking so much like a 1-9 team. Of course, they are a 5A squad, so.
And that comes in and right at the knees over the plate. Beautiful pitch. And Rodriguez Molina just watches that one go by and crouches on it. Shakes her head. So strikeout and out number 2. And that's strikeout number 6 for
Rodriguez. And 5 in a row now for Rodriguez.
Right. Strikeout number 6 for Rodriguez on the mound. Brings up top of the order. As you mentioned a couple of minutes ago, TJ, number 5, Isabel Pinon, plays third base, and she hits the first pitch she sees. It's a grounder out to Morales, who picks it up, throws it over, and becomes the third out. So a nice 4-3 out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the third inning, and we are still scoreless. More Lovington Lady Cat softball coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
Welcome back to Lovington Lady Cat softball from Wildcat Field, as in the top of the third inning, 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors. And we go to the bottom of the third with Lovington coming up to the plate. The bottom of their order, 7, 8, 9, and then 1 coming up to the plate, as 2 more strikeouts for Rodriguez. Keeps Gadsden from scoring, and we are scoreless. Still the big goose egg, double goose egg out on the scoreboard. Something Lovington wants to change with this at-bat right here. They need to get something cooking offensively.
And, we talked about this actually on the way over to the park this afternoon. Tough for Lovington to play a game and then come in against a fresh team for the second game of a doubleheader.
Right. Gadsden definitely has the advantage here. And the first pitch is going to be up high for ball 1, 1-0 on Quiroga. Quiroga, the catcher, batting in the 8th slot for Lovington. It'll be Urahara on deck, and then Marcus in the hole. Oh, a swing and a high fly ball out to right field. Oh, Molina doesn't have to move much to reach up and grab that one, hangs on to it for out number 1. So Quiroga hits the second pitch she sees, and a fly out to 9 in the books for the first out brings up Daphne Urahara, your designated player. She pitched and was the winning pitcher in that no-hit shutout in the first game.
And one thing Lovington is not making Gomez do much is work hard. She only threw 5 pitches in the first inning, 11 in the second.
And 9 in the third.
Well, so far that's pitch
Well,
number,
yeah, but
number 3 here in the third.
and actually Rodriguez, I actually counted. There were 9 pitches that Rodriguez threw against Gadsden in that last at bat.
Okay.
Sorry, I was looking at the other side of the book there. And a swing and a foul off to the left on that, so that becomes 2 strikes. Again, 1 out, nobody on. Lovington needing to get the offense going, get some runs on base and get batters on base and runs on the board. High and over the head of Montenegro for a ball. So actually 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count now. 1 out. Urahara, your designated player, stays in the batting lineup after being the pitcher in the first game. Batting in the 9th slot. And Marquez on deck and Morales in the hole. And this is going to be inside in the dirt, actually, for ball number 3. 3-1 the count. So
And all of a sudden, Gomez not showing great control. This is the second batter that she's taken to a 3-1 count. Last time, Layla Hernandez with a line shot, but right at the shortstop. So look for something to drive here if you're Urahara.
And she does, but keeps it on the ground to the third baseman. A high throw is going to be off the mark, and Urahara is going to beat it out. So an infield single, really, I don't think that even the throw, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a
I
single.
think it's a single. I think the throw probably wouldn't have gotten her anyway, because that ball she had to field that ball. Pignon over there had to field that ball very close to the third base. It was a little hard for her to pick up, get out of the glove, and make the throw. And I think that's what caused that high throw. So top of the order, Marquez up, hits the first pitch she sees right to the shortstop. She throws it over to second base, and then Gadsden tries to turn the double play, but cannot get the speedy Marquez in time. So 2 outs now as they throw out 6-4, as they throw Urahara out at second, and then Marquez reaches first on a fielder's choice. So 2 outs, 1 on, and Honey Morales to the plate. And she flinches, but that was low and inside and gets away from Montenegro, and that will send Marquez over there to second base. So a runner in scoring position now for Lovington, and a 1-0 count on Morales. Morales did not start the game at second base, but an injury to Sabri Sanchez in that first inning has her playing second base again. That's going to be high for ball number 2 as Marquez out there dances around a little bit. I don't think she seriously thought about stealing, but she likes to.
Good
she
speed
likes to,
out there.
yeah,
but
good speed. She likes to tease a little bit and kind of keep them off base while she gets off base. And that's going to be high for ball 3. 3 straight balls now for Gomez. 1 out, 1 on. Morales at the plate, 3-0 count. Got to think the take sign is on. And it's right down the pike, so Gomez throws the strike when she needs to. A little pop in the glove to boot. So 3-1 the count. 1 out, 1 on. Marquez, one of the best base runners that Lovington has. And a swing and a high fly ball is going to go foul. I think just outside of play. It's hard for us to see because the Lovington dugout's in the way. But nobody caught it, so it just becomes a long strike 2.
And that will run the count full. First full count seen this afternoon in either game for the Lady Cats.
And that's going to be another opportunity here with just 1 out for Lovington to move that run in. They need to get on the board. We're scoreless here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They've done a very nice job with their pitching, their fielding. And that's going to be a hot grounder over to third. Pignon picks it up, fires to first. Oh, and it's in and out of the glove of the first baseman, Uranga. So that's an E1.
E3.
Well, an E3. Oh, no, not E1, E3. Sorry, E on the error on the first baseman. And that puts Morales on, and Marquez makes it over to third. So it went in and out of the glove of Uranga. So an E3 puts Morales on, runners at the corners for Lovington, and brings up number 17, Zabri Rodriguez, your pitcher,
And
to the
again,
plate.
if Pignon had a little bit better arm, I think that would help her first baseman. That's a couple times that she's been off the mark a little bit.
And that's going to be outside for ball 1. So a little high and away. 1-0 the count, and Morales takes second base. So runners now at second and third for Lovington. And the pitch is going to be inside for ball number 2. So Rodriguez flinches on it, but doesn't offer. So 2-0 the count. 1 out, 2 on. Runners on second and third for Lovington, as this is their best shot for scoring so far in the game. They need to take advantage of it. And that's low in the dirt. Ball 3. 3 straight balls thrown.
And Gomez, her approach has really changed since runners have come on. It's, with softball, you don't have leadoffs, you don't have pickoff throws. You shouldn't worry quite so much, especially with 2 outs, but they seem to be giving her a little fits.
Yeah, she seems a little tentative. That is going to be a call strike, 3-1. Yeah, it does. It seems she seems to a little distracted, a little bit worried now with runners on. So 3-1 the count now. And that's going to be ball 4, and it's going to get by Montenegro. She loses it in the dirt, and that's going to score Marquez from third and move Morales over to third. So Lovington has a run across, and the walk, and then the run comes in on the pass ball, because the catcher really, she just lost it. She had it stopped, but it was a low pitch, but it didn't have a lot of speed on it. So that's going to bring up number 9, Jocelyn Ogeen, the cleanup hitter for Lovington, to the plate. 1 run in. Runners at the corners now. And she shows bunt, then pulls the ball back, and it's high for ball number 1, as that does allow Rodriguez to get to second, as nobody was worried about her. They were mostly worried about keeping Morales on third. So runners at second and third for Lovington now, and that ball was a ball. So 1-0 the count on Ogeen. And a swing and a miss, as a riser with a little more heat on it gets past Ogeen. Ogeen swings either below it or above it. She just missed it. So 1-1 is the count. Runners at second and third. 1 run across already for Lovington. 1 out, as they want to keep the bats going. And that's a call strike on the inside corner. 1-2 the count now on Ogeen.
Just kind of wonder if Jocelyn's maybe not seeing Gomez real well. She struck out the first time up, and then misfired on that one, and then just watched that one.
No,
So
she had a good at bat in the first game. She had a sack, an RBI single, and 2 RBI singles. Got across the plate and got stranded. But a pretty good at bat so far this afternoon. But that is going to be 2-2. So a ball evens up the count. Ogeen, a very capable batter, so she's in the cleanup slot. First baseman, a sure glove as well for Lovington. Oh, and a swing, and she picks that up. It's going to fall in front of the left fielder. Heredia comes in on it. The ball gets behind her. That's going to score 1. And so an RBI triple.
2 RBI.
Yeah, 2 RBI triple, as it scores Morales from third. It scores Rodriguez from second, and then moves Ogeen all the way around to third base. So a 2 RBI double. I think she moved in on the. You call it a triple?
I'm going to call
scoring
it a
as triple. 2 RBI triple. So 3 runs in on this at bat. So. And the left fielder, they're gonna score it. Well, she did, and I don't know if she lost it in the sun, but she ran up on it, and then the ball went past her, went behind her. So
a double and then an
a
E7?
double and an E7. Let's split the difference there, I guess. So a double and an E7.
So now it'll be Corral, who doubled her last time up.
Yep, Corral, the third baseman, coming up to the plate. She doubled, got stranded. I know she'd like to drive a run in and be able to cross the plate herself in this one. She also had a good game in that first one. Had a bunt single, got stranded. Now she'd like to. She hasn't crossed the plate yet today, even though she's been on base. So I'm sure she would like to get on base, drive a run in, and then get some help bringing her around. Let her cross the plate today. A good glove and a good arm over there at third base for Lovington. And she hits a little in front of that one, fouls it off toward the dugout. So a double in her last time up. And she ended up moving to third, where she got stranded. If there was any criticism of Lovington in that first game at all, it was leaving seven runners on base. They got 10 runs across on 10 hits, so no problem there. A sharply hit ball right back to the circle, and that's going to do it. So third out as Corral gets thrown out 1-3, and that ends Lovington's at bat. Not before they put 3 runs across, though. So 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error. And
2 errors.
Oh, 2 errors. Yep, you're right. 2 errors. An error on the first baseman and an error on the left fielder. And you had 1 left on base. So we're going to go to the top of the 4th. 3-0. We'll be back with more Lady Cats softball against Gadsden on Lovington Sports YouTube and Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Pharmacy that you've trusted for over 75 years. Being open for that length of time can only happen with consistency, service, and local engagement. Now Pharmacy has supported the local youth in City of Lovington for over 75 years. When you need a pharmacist, you can trust that Now Pharmacy will be there for your needs. Go by Now Pharmacy located at 122 West Adams in Lovington today. Now Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Lovington Wildcats.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Cat softball from Wildcat Field in Lovington, as this is the second game of doubleheader, and Lovington just broke it open a little bit, got their offense going, scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning, so they lead this one 3-0. Go to the top of the 4th, and it's near the top of the order for Gadsden. It's their 2nd, 3rd, and 4th batters in the lineup. First up, Uranga, then Urbina. On deck, Gomez in the hole. And Uranga, that is, popped out to the second baseman her first time up. So Lovington looking to hold Gadsden and then get back in the dugout and get some more runs, some more padding insurance in this one. Middle of the game now. First pitch, swing, and a pop up to the right part of the field. Under that's Morales. And yes, she hangs on to that for the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
Well, 2 pitches.
Well, 2 pitches, yeah. It was a 1-0 count. So 2 pitches, 1 out. As a pop up to the second baseman. Brings up Urbina, your second baseman. With Urbina grounded out to the third baseman, her first time up. And the first pitch is in. It would be a ball. 1-0 the count on Urbina. Rodriguez leans in and then throws. It's a little high and outside for ball number 2, as Rodriguez, starting pitcher for Lovington, has notched 6 strikeouts and no walks in this one so far. Here we are, top of the 4th inning. 3-0 is your score. Lovington leading, and that's going to be inside for ball number 3.
Looks like Rodriguez may be kind of pressing a little bit as we start this 4th inning. Got the pop out to Uranga, but now Urbina's worked a 3-0 count.
Yeah, the pitch is good. It's a line drive over to shortstop. Hernandez drifts over a couple 3 steps to be able to take that, hang on to it, and out number 2.
And
so
no take sign on 3-0 on that one for Coach Lick.
Yeah, a little line drive out to Hernandez. So number 14, Alyssa Gomez, your pitcher, coming up to the plate. She singled her first time up, and her courtesy runner got stranded.
Oh, and a late, that's a very dangerous timeout to be taken. As running out of the dugout. They actually ought to issue a warning to the dugout as Oliva, one of the bench players, came out to collect a bat as Rodriguez was already in her motion and was in the process of throwing.
And this one is a grounder. Corral scoops that one up and makes a nice throw on the run to end that inning. A nice play by Angelina Corral there on third. Ends the inning very efficiently for Lovington. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Lovington leading 3-0. We'll be back with Lady Cat softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Lovington Schools proudly supports their athletic teams and wants to encourage all teachers, students, and staff to keep pressing on. Wildcats, you are winners on and off of the court. Lovington Municipal Schools are proud of holding the utmost and highest standards. Go out there and be proud to be part of the Big Blue. For more information on what is happening now at Lovington Schools, log on to lovingtonschools.net and bet you won't be disappointed. Go Big Blue. 3 claps and a woo!
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Cat softball in the bottom of the third inning, or the top of the fourth inning, really. Bottom of the third is where Lovington, I've got my eyes on the book because that's where they scored their 3 runs, and it is 3-0. But in the top of the fourth inning, Lovington held them 3 up, 3 down, and no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning, and up to bat the middle of the order, 6, 7, and 8. Up due for Lovington, and Chavarria will start things off. She grounded out to the pitcher her first time up, so she's due. She plays left field for Lovington. Lovington has had a very solid fielding effort so far this afternoon. They committed only 3 errors in that first game, and they've got 2 errors in this one so far.
Actually, none so far.
Oh, they have none. That's right. Sorry, I'm looking on the wrong side for that. So no errors so far in this one. Ooh, first pitch is in right over the heart of the plate, and Chavarria takes a look at it. Doesn't offer. Call strike 1. 0-1 the count. Yeah, no errors for Loving. Well, actually,
no.
Really? Okay. And this one comes in. It's going to be a ball. So high. In fact, Montenegro comes up. And ball gets away from her. 1-1 the count. Right. No errors in this game so far for Lovington. Very tight defensively. And that's hit in the right in the hole between first and short. A nice solid hit for Chavarria is going to put her on first base as it is fielded well. Molina in right field stops that, throws it in. So Chavarria on with a single, and that's bringing up Hernandez, your shortstop, to the plate.
And Layla laced it her last time up, but just right at Lotta at shortstop.
Yep, it was a line drive. Well, it was yeah, she got put out by the shortstop. So shortstop on shortstop the last time. Layla would like to break things open here. She does show bunt, then brings it back. It's a high pitch. It gets behind Montenegro, and it's going to move Chavarria to second on that wild pitch. So a ball, 1-0 on Hernandez. Layla, when she makes contact frequently, it's why she's in the heart of the order, and when she does, it's usually very solid. This time she cuts under it just a riser. Gomez threw a nice pitch with a lot of spin on it. It was rising, and Layla just caught the underside of it and spun it back to the backstop for strike 1.
I think that one was coming in on her a little bit, and she'd already committed to swing, so might have been a ball if she'd have laid off. But
so 1-1 the count. A runner out on second in scoring position. That's not going to catch the corner. That's outside and low for ball 2. Layla with a good eye lets it go. 2-1 the count. No outs. A runner on second. Lovington up 3-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and would like to increase that number on the board. As a swing and a little pop, is going to end up hitting the top of the stop there on the left, and actually bounce out of play. So that becomes strike number 2. 2-2 on Hernandez. Layla is a multi-sport athlete. Does a good job in plays basketball and volleyball. She was a much improved volleyball player this year on the courts. She helped out the team a lot. And she swings, and a high fly is it's not going to be playable. It's going to end up falling just inside the fence there down the left field line. So a long strike 2 as she protects the plate and stays alive at the bat. 2-2. Several of these girls who are playing softball also are multi-sport athletes, doing good jobs in other sports. Oh, a well-hit line drive out to left field over the head of Heredia, and it goes to the wall, and that's going to score 1. Layla heading for third. She's going to hold up at third as the throw comes in, but that's an RBI triple for Layla. So an RBI triple scores 1 and makes it 4-0 now. Lovington over Gadsden and brings up Quiroga, the catcher.
And a little bit of a misplay there for Heredia.
Yeah,
she came in on that one as there was no way she should have come in.
Yep.
And instead, that ball just sailed over her head, got in the wind a little bit, and so nothing she could do there. And I think we've got some changes coming here from Coach Licht as he's talking to the umpire about something.
Chavarria crosses the plate, or actually Chavarria, Chavarria crossed the plate, and that makes it 4-0.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to have a change going out into right field, as it looks like Heredia is going to be coming out, and going in her place will be Fatima Oliva, number 15.
Okay. So Heredia.
That's 2 misplays for Heredia.
Right.
And actually they're going to move Oliva
Oliva to right and move Molina over to left. So the right fielder goes to left field, and
then Oliva goes to right. Confusing.
And Heredia is the player that comes out.
Yes.
All right. So too many errors and missed opportunities out there. Even when they weren't technically errors, they were missed opportunities for fielding in that left field slot. So the coach is just going to pull her out, try something different out there. And Lovington continues at the bat. No outs, 1 on. Hernandez sitting on third after that RBI triple. Quiroga at the plate. And the first ball is going to be high for ball 1, although Quiroga, she really wanted to swing at that one. She wanted to swat at it, but she let it go.
Wisely held off. At this point, what you want to do, you're up 4-0, just keep the line moving. Take what the pitcher gives you and just keep bringing people up to the plate.
No outs, 1 on. Lovington. And she swings and hits that one back to the backstop, fouls it back.
And looks down, and coach says a little bit high. Wait for them to get a little lower. Wait for them to get in the zone.
Yeah, she hit the bottom of that ball. It was spinning, so she did kind of what Hernandez did when she fouled one back, is it just went straight back to the screen, just caught the bottom of that ball and spun it back. And that, she waits on it, a high fly ball heading out to center field. Oh, and coming over to catch it is Molina, and then throws it in, but it's going to score Hernandez from third. So a sack RBI for Quiroga. A well-hit ball, but caught. Got to give Molina some credit out there. She moved over and caught that for the first out. Brings Daphne Urahara, designated player, to the plate, batting in that 9th slot. So 1 out. Nobody on. First pitch in is a strike. So Daphne Urahara watched that, did not think it was a strike.
I think I agree with Daphne on this one. But I'm not wearing the blue, so.
0-1 the count.
Not the umpire blue, anyway.
As your score here, 5-0. Now, and she catches a piece of that, fouls it off over to the dugout to the left. So 0-2 the count, quickly down in the count, but just takes one swing to change that, and Urahara is capable of that. Daphne was the winning pitcher in that first game, striking out 9, no walks, a no-hit shutout, and now batting in this one. And she waits on it, but then pops it straight up. Coming under that, the pitcher, Gomez, has it, and out number 2. So a pop out to the pitcher for out number 2, and that's going to bring up the top of the lineup for Lovington. Number 3, Avery Marquez, your center fielder, up. She reached on a fielder's choice and crossed the plate her last time up. She had a pop fly to the second baseman her first time in this game.
So 0 for 2 in game number 2, but with a run scored.
Right, she would like to change that right here. Get a 2-out rally going for Lovington. And that's going to come in just a little high. It was over the plate. It actually looked like it was going to be inside, had a little late movement, but it stayed up too high to be a strike. So 1-0, the count on Marquez.
And the wind has shifted around. It's now blowing out here at Lady Cat Field.
And the second pitch is going to be high and away for ball 2. 2-0 on Marquez. 2 outs, nobody on. Lovington has put 2 across the plate in this at bat, so it's 5-0 your score here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Lovington over Gadsden, and that is going to come in just a little low over the plate, but too low. So 3-0 the count on Marquez. She's a capable hitter, but she can work the walk as well as anybody.
You just kind of get the feeling Lovington's offense is a little bit stuck in neutral. You'd think 5-0, but this is a team that's capable of really piling it on.
And that is going to be a call strike as Gomez finds the zone when she has to. A call strike 1. Take sign was on. 3-1 the count for Marquez. 2 outs, nobody on. But Lovington has scored 2 runs. So they've padded their lead like we said they wanted and needed to. And there's a high pop fly headed out to right field, and it's going to be dropped as did Olivas get.
She didn't get
She
to
didn't
it.
even get to it. The bars are in the way for me to see at this angle, and a little bit of glare from the sun, so I knew she was going for it. So it's going to be a single,
and then
when
she
she
moves
moved to
over
second on the throw.
Yeah.
Yep. So Marquez with a single on base. She is speedy. Marquez has a lot of speed. Not only is she a good eye, and she's great out in center field, she's got a great range because she is so quick. She's fast on the bases and out in field. So she sits in scoring position for Lovington. 2 outs, 1 on, and Morales up to the plate. Morales reached on an error and crossed the plate, scored a run her last time up, grounded out to third her first time up. And the first pitch comes in high for ball 1. So 1-0 the count. As we're here in the second game of a doubleheader, Lovington winning the first against Santa Teresa 10-0. Now up 5-0, and there's a swing and a foul off to the right as Morales gives a good cut at it. Just a little bit late, files it out of play to the right. So 1-1 the count on Morales. As Lovington up 5-0 in this one. Gadsden giving them a much tighter, better game than Santa Teresa. Ooh, swing and a miss as that becomes a strike number 2.
Actually, that's Sabri Sanchez back out there.
Oh, no, right. Though that was number 15. Thank you for seeing that. I guess neither one of us noticed that at first.
No, we did not.
So Sanchez back in the lineup batting at least. We'll see if she goes out to field.
Like, wait a minute, that stance is a little bit different than what Honey normally
and
stands
I just
in,
didn't. I noticed. I took it for granted. I saw the ponytail hanging down the back, and I just took it for granted that was Morales. So that is Sanchez. A swing and a miss. So that's going to be a strikeout, and that is the 3rd out. So Lovington puts a couple of runs across in their at bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 left on base. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. Lovington in the lead 5-0, and we'll have more Lady Cat softball coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Wildcats softball. In the bottom of the fourth inning, Lovington scored 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors, 1 left on base. I said there was an error. I thought I had written one down, but there was no error. So I sit corrected instead of standing. I am choosing to sit, as we all are up in the booth. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and we go to the top of the 5th inning with Gadsden coming up to the plate.
And it's
middle
Renteria,
of their
a
pinch hitter, as it's the middle of the lineup, as batting 5th for Montenegro, the catcher, is a Renteria, and the first ball that comes in is a ball, so 1-0 the count. So top of the 5th inning, as Lovington is up 5-0 over Gadsden in this one. Swing and a miss for strike 1, so 1-1 the count now on Renteria. There were hits, by the way, for Lovington in that bottom of the 4th inning by Marquez, Chavarria, and Hernandez. And a sac RBI by Quiroga. Now here we are, bottom of the 5th inning. And a beautiful pitch, and swung on and missed, as I think it would have been a call strike on the outside corner, even if Renteria had not swung and missed. So 1-2 the count. First batter up, top of the 5th inning. As Lovington would like to just sit him down. There's a swing and a foul off to the right toward the Lovington dugout. So 2-2 the count. So Lovington would like to have an efficient inning here, or at bat, for Gadsden, dispatch them without giving up a run. This is quite the difference. At this point in the last game, Lovington was already up 10-0. Doing a swing and a miss as Rodriguez threw a changeup, took a little speed off of that, and Renteria goes down swinging for out number 1, strikeout number 7 for Rodriguez. Brings up Lotta, your shortstop, to the plate. She struck out her only other plate appearance. So 1 out, nobody on, top of the 5th. Lovington has held Gadsden scoreless so far. And there is a swing and a foul off the end of the bat over toward the Lovington dugout. Olguin chasing. That's dangerous to run that far and that fast into the probably the front of the dugout there. But it just becomes a strike. So Lotta with an 0-1 count on her. Olguin okay over there. And that's going to hit and put Lotta on, hit by pitch, as that had a lot of movement on it. I think that was probably, got away and got out of the hand of Rodriguez. I think she turned her wrist just a little too much, and that pitch ended up hitting Lara, so she takes first base.
And now we have another pinch hitter. That's going to be Oliva coming into pinch hit now for
Soria. Soria was the designated player, had a strikeout in her first plate appearance. So Oliva, who went into right field when Molina moved over to left and Heredia came out of the game, at least fielding-wise. And the first pitch is going to be a ball. So 1 ball on Oliva.
Gadsden with just their second base runner of the day.
And bunt, but she pops it up foul off to the right. So strike 1 evens the count, 1-1, as Gadsden wanting to play a little small ball here. And now that they have a runner on, they were going to try to move her over into scoring position with a bunt.
Not a terrible idea with a player coming off the bench to have them bunt and kind of, see if they can get the timing down a little bit.
Right. She tries a bunt again. This time it stays in the box, so it's foul. She did deaden it. I mean, that ball dropped, but instead it dropped foul instead of in fair territory.
Yeah, and kind of poked at it a little bit. And
right.
Sometimes that'll happen, and it's exactly what did, is put it right into the left-handed batter's box, and it just spun out.
1-2 the count with 1 out, 1 on. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and the ball is thrown. And did she get her? Wow, they're saying that the runner, which is actually Lotta actually is safe on second, as Quiroga made a good throw. It was a swing and a miss and a strikeout. And at the end of that, Quiroga made a good throw despite that, and that's a lot to have to deal with as a catcher, but not in time. I thought it looked like she might have gotten her, but she was safe.
I thought she did.
Lotta sits out on second in scoring position, 2 outs. Molina at the plate. I guess that is Molina, right? We don't
Yes.
have another substitute in there, and a strike on Molina.
Yeah, number 8. That's Molina.
Okay, 0-1 is the count. See, I couldn't see her because she was turned around and the ump was screening her out for me. So 0-1 the count. Oh, a beautiful pitch. Oh, and a throw from Quiroga over straight to Hernandez at shortstop just to hold the runner at second. And that was a strike, a call. It was a strike. 0-2 the count now on Molina. Molina, who went from right field over to left in a shift fielding-wise for Gadsden in the last inning. Oh, and a late swing means another strikeout for Rodriguez, and it means 4 up, 3 down as Gadsden threatens but leaves one on. No hits, no errors, 1 left on, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 5-0, as Lovington's leading this one. More Lady Cat softball coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Welcome back to Lovington Lady Cats softball. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. In the top of the 5th, Gadsden had 1 runner on but could not bring her around. It was 4 up, 3 down with 3 strikeouts and 9 total strikeouts for Rodriguez. 1 hit batter, no walks in this one. The hit batter ended up getting stranded on second, so Gadsden remains scoreless. It is 5-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the heart of the order coming up, 3, 4, and 5 for Lovington. As Zabri Rodriguez, your pitcher, up to the plate first. She walked and scored her last time up and had a fly out to right field her first time up. So she is 0 for 2 and due. First pitch is swung on, and a solid hit is going to, and it goes over. Man, I didn't think that had carry. It looked like a line drive that was going to hit the fence. Instead, it clears the fence and becomes a solo homer for Zabri Rodriguez. So a solo home run adds a run, makes it 6-0 for Lovington here in the bottom of the 5th.
And, I said it in the last half inning, Lovington's offense has just kind of felt like they've been a little bit stuck in neutral. But Rodriguez saw a pitch. I mean, they've all seen her twice now, so 3rd time through the lineup. And Rodriguez just jumped on that one and shot it out of here. A little bit of carry as the wind has shifted slightly. But that one, I think, might have made it out even with the wind before it shifted. So now the cleanup hitter to the plate.
The echo from when I said she was 0-2 and due it was still out there in the air somewhere when she hit that line drive solo shot over the fence, and it was solidly hit. So up to the plate, Olguin, your first baseman, and the first pitch is a ball high for a 1-0 count on Olguin now. So no outs, nobody on, and a swing and a high pop up is going to drift back. It's not going to be picked up. Montenegro couldn't pick it up under the lights quickly enough to scramble for it, so it's just a strike. So a foul ball strike, a 1-1 count, and Olguin alive at the plate. 6-0 your score. Lovington beating Gadsden here in the 2nd game of a doubleheader. Their first game against Santa Teresa. And this ball is a ball. It's low in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Olguin had a 2 RBI triple her last time up, and she struck out her first time. So she's 1 for 2. Having a good game at first base this game and the last game. So Lovington's defense has been very tight. Oh, and that almost hit her as if she had not sort of ducked and turned away. Enough to scare her, though. I think that was very, very close.
The way she's been away from that makes my back hurt.
Yeah, she definitely had to cringe away from that ball to keep from getting hit. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 3-1 the count. And she hits that one. It's a long, foul fly ball and goes out of play.
Yeah, just tailing foul. Got around on that one pretty good.
Yeah, she definitely. I think she was a little, when something like that happens, your adrenaline spikes because it scared her, startled her just a little bit. And then at the end of that, you kind of get mad. And that all of that was coursing through her. And she saw that swattable ball, and she was ahead of it and just nailed it. Just needs to wait a little longer and send that fair. Oh, and that's going to be up. Kind of chin music. She flinches, and that's ball 4, works the walk. So no outs still. And Angelina Corral, your third baseman, up to the plate.
And we will have a courtesy runner check into the ball game, looks like, for Olguin.
So Olguin is, I think she just got a little, she had to move, jerked away from that ball really fast. I think she needs to just sort of shake things off, work things off, and work the kinks out a little bit. So
Chloe Corral will be on to courtesy runner. Watch for the speed out there.
Oh, yeah, Chloe
she
again.
She has been caught stealing once today, though.
And that ball comes in, a call strike right over the plate and at the knees. So 0-1 on Corral. As, aside from Marquez on the team, Chloe Corral she may be their best base runner. She's, I think, probably outright speed for speed. She probably would outrun Marquez, but a little, by a bit. And the throw down to second is going to be high and it's going to go beyond out into center field. And Chloe just keeps on going. And now the throw comes in and kind of bobbled by Gomez. And
so it'll be a stolen base, and then an E2 will get her to third.
So Olguin sits on third base now.
And not a great throw down by Montenegro.
No, it was
her throws down. She doesn't have the greatest arm, but
it kind of arcs. It goes way high. So an error on the throw.
And I say that, and I know I couldn't do it any better. So I mean, I'm not
right.
I'm not criticizing.
No, it's just an observation based on what she's done in this game. In these games, actually, these 2 games. So.
Well, this is only one for
Gadsden, for Montenegro, that's true. But and a line drive shot again is going to hit the wall in left field and score 1. And that's a stand-up double for Corral. So a double, an RBI double, puts her on second base in scoring position. Scored Chloe Corral, the courtesy runner for Olguin. So Chloe Corral just demonstrating her speed, making it around the bases, and she definitely a good pinch runner and a good base runner for Lovington, scoring, making it 7-0 now. And the first pitch is in, and it's a ball on Chavarria and Quiroga. Again, there's a Corral stays on second.
Angelina Corral.
Yes, Angelina Corral. That's right. And a smack headed out to right field, a high fly ball, and tagging up, Corral slides into third and is safe. So, yeah. Angelina Corral is no slouch on the base running either. She's got speed, and she tagged up and beat the throw and had a nice slide. So now she sits on third. And Chavarria, so you really consider that a sack.
Yeah, it is a sack.
It is sack because a sack fly out to right field because she moved the runner. And the first pitch that Hernandez sees, she sends a hot ground ball between second and third, and it's an RBI single for Hernandez. So an RBI single has her on first.
And it puts the winning run at the plate.
It does because Corral came in, Angelina Corral came in on that, an RBI single. And now Hernandez is on. Just one out. One out, one on, and 8-0 is your score. So the potential winning run is at the plate because we are here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and a 10-run rule after 5 means that if Lovington manages to score 2 more runs in this at bat, they win this game against Gadsden. Hernandez sitting on first. Quiroga at the plate. And a swing and a solid shot gets beyond the shortstop and goes out to the wall and is flubbed. That's going to score 1. And Quiroga, with her speed, makes it all the way to third. So I think it was a solid single, but then you had an E8 out there.
Yeah, it'll be an RBI single with an E8 that gets her to third.
Right, an RBI single and the E8, and then Hernandez scores on that, and Quiroga, and Hernandez is fast too. I mean, Lovington is full of speed on the bases.
And we will have a pinch hitter come in as Malaya Castro will step to the plate for her first appearance of the afternoon.
And Quiroga will stay at third. I don't guess they'll have a courtesy runner in for her. She's going to stay on third. And Malaya Castro. Well, no, Malaya's your flex player. She's gonna hit for herself as it was Daphne Urahara who was the DP in this game, and now Castro's going to come in. Castro playing right field for
And we are going to have a
Lovington.
pitching change come in. As that will be.
That's it for Gomez.
That will be as the new pitcher coming in will be. Looks like number 6. So Molina coming in from center.
Okay.
So Molina will come in from center.
Okay.
And let's see.
They'll put somebody else out in center.
Yeah, I didn't see who came in
I don't know.
to center. I believe maybe that's Renteria.
Renteria, okay, who batted, who was a substitute batter, a pinch batter.
And so a tough situation for Molina to have to come into this with the winning run potentially just 60 feet away.
Exactly.
And so knowing that one mistake ends this ball game.
But it's not the one that ends it so much as all the ones, before it.
But
yeah, it's like losing, a game by 1 run, and it's not the last run that lost it. It's all the other ones. You can count each one of those as a problem as well. But
and Molina
you get tagged with the last points of a basketball game or something, right?
And Molina with a little bit of an interesting delivery. It's almost like an underhand shot put as she's following through. I've noticed her warming up out there. She does the windmill.
She does a windmill, but it's a really quick one. It's kind of half one. She doesn't do that full. She doesn't take her arm all the way over her head in a true windmill all the way around. It's kind of an abbreviated. She takes it up to her head, her shoulder, and then whips it around. And sometimes, you see some pitchers who can be successful with that. I think it's a little harder to figure out and be consistent with the release point of your ball when you're pitching like that. That's just my thought.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're probably right. As you can't close the book yet on Gomez, though. She is responsible for Gomez over at third, but you can close the book on her at 4 1/3 inning. 9 runs on the board, but doing a quick count, 6 of those, 6 or 7, are going to be earned, and potentially an 8th with if they can cash in Quiroga.
The thing about this kind of the delivery as a pitcher, it makes it a little tougher for the batter to pick up the ball because you're not really seeing the ball until it comes around and is released, until it comes around the hip, because the ball comes out of the glove and then is snapped around and sort of hidden from the batter until it's released by the hip. So as a batter, when you want to try to hit a pitcher like this, you concentrate on, you look at the hip. Don't follow the hand, but look at the hip where the release point is. Pick up the ball at that point, and then you have a better chance of tracking it and hitting it. So the ball is a ball, 1-0.
Malaya with good speed. I might actually almost think about trying to bunt it down the third baseline here.
And that's going to be low and inside. Gets away from Montenegro, and scoring is Quiroga. She had a good lead off the bag, and when she saw it was low, Coach McCraw sent her, and that's it, as that represents the 10th run. And in the 5th inning, that's it. That's all it takes, 10-0, as the Lady Cats beat Gadsden here. And the last run doesn't even cross on a hit, but on a pass ball and a stolen base, as Quiroga steals home and ends up scoring the 10th and final run in this one against Gadsden. So this one goes down to the bottom of the 5th inning, but still becomes a 10-0 win for Hobbs in the second of a doubleheader, as they scored both 10-0 against first Santa Teresa and now Gadsden, and they end up winning this second of a doubleheader. And with it, they go to 6-5 on the season. And we'll be back to wrap this one up here at Lady Wildcat Field with more Lovington softball action on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington. Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
Oh, Angelina. Hey, we're back to Lovington Lady Cat Softball. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and we're happy in the booth, happy that it's not one but two wins for the Lovington girls tonight. Both of them run ruled, shortened games. They went 4.5 innings, really just making it into that top of the 5th inning in the first against Santa Teresa. And this one, Lovington ended up with a full 5 innings, but it was a walk-off, really, with that stolen base by Quiroga that ended the game. 10-0, 10 hits. It was a 1-hit shutout for Rodriguez. Lovington scored 10 runs on 10 hits. They committed no errors. They left 3 on base. And Gadsden had 0 runs on 1 hit, 4 errors. They leave 2 on base. And Rodriguez struck out 9, had no walks and 1 hit batter, but a 1-hit shutout for her, following the no-hit shutout for Daphne Urahara in the first, and 2 10-0 wins for Coach McGraw and the Lady Wildcats, and that increases their winning season 6-5 now. So they're better than 50% on the season. They got to feel good after 2 solid performances here. They played well. That's the thing about this. They didn't just win these games. They played tight defense. They did very well, committed very few errors. In fact, no errors in this one, only 3 errors in the first game. And some solid pitching on the mound both games, and then, solid fielding. So they did really well. They left 7 on base that first game against Santa Teresa, but they left only 3 on base against Gadsden, and Gadsden came in and played them a much tighter game. It was the 3rd inning before Lovington put 3 runs on the board. They scored 2 in the 4th, and then their final 5 in the 5th inning, which is how they got to 10-0, TJ.
Well, it certainly is, and a good wins to bounce back off of a loss against a tough Carlsbad team. And so now they get 8 days off before their next action as they'll hit the road as they'll go over into central New Mexico for a Friday-Saturday affair. They'll play Belen and Valencia. We will not be accompanying them on that road trip, but we wish them the best of luck. But some time off, some time to work on a few things too, and then we'll be back for district starting on April the 6th as Goddard will come to town. Our next Lovington broadcast will actually be 1 week from today over at Wildcat Park. We've got a doubleheader for the Lovington boys as they'll take on Roswell High.
So we'll stay busy. They'll be busy. We hope that they will do well. They've got, some good games tonight and good wins to give them confidence to get them, on the road and hopefully through those games. And then, of course, we'll pick action back up next week with them, and then we'll continue on our family of stations with lots of baseball and softball games that we're bringing to you. But as you said, Lovington baseball coming up into this week next week. I'm already thinking it's the weekend, but coming up next week as well.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I know it's going to be finally Friday. But congratulations to Coach McGraw and the Lady Cats for these 2 wins tonight, 10-0, and good safe travels to our friends from Anthony. That's a long road trip to make, and the girls from Santa Teresa and then Gadsden team coming up and and showing up, playing these games, and safe travels to them and to the fans who followed them down and made this long trip as well. So thank you to the folks up here in the booth for helping make our life easier and always entertaining, Art Castro and Lizzie up here as well. So we thank you for listening, for watching, and we'll see you next time. I'm Dawn Morgan for TJ Miracle, and thanks to Max for monitoring our games tonight on the streams, and we appreciate that as well. We'll be back with more Lady Wildcat softball action next week, and that's it. 2 wins, 10-0, both games for the Lovington Lady Cats. Good night.